Somos celebs, pull up loco. You know we up next, pull up mobos. They gon' be there on repeat, they like, oh no. Where's the mix it out, let's take a photo now. But for now, I'm loco. For now, I'm preserving beat, I'm more.
Yes, my peoples, man. Big up yourselves, man. Big up the whole Metric community. You know we're always there for you. I'm always here for you, look. No matter what time it is, you get me? But yeah, man, big up yourselves, man. Obviously, I'm gonna play a video. You know how I like to get in. Ben Jacobs has come out and spoke about certain Man United situation. This video is from the Football Terrace. Yeah, so he spoke on the Football Terrace Extra. If you want to see the video, it's there. You get me? But I'm gonna play the video and then we'll get straight into it. Loads to talk about.
Chelsea, because they showed their hand by trying for Mike Maignan, but they'll be only opportunistic on goalkeepers. It's not a priority. It's not something they're working on now, and it wouldn't remotely surprise me if Robert Sanchez is the number one for another season. Links with Emi Martinez are wide of the mark. The same can be said for Donnarumma too, who might end up signing a new deal anyway at PSG. And then just on the goalkeepers front as well, to kill two birds with one stone, to reiterate, Manchester United made a loan approach for Emi Martinez, and Emi Martinez has told Manchester United he wants to join. And I think that's quite a significant story. Firstly, because if Chelsea, for example, were genuinely in for Emi Martinez, they'd have had to move, knowing Manchester United made an inquiry. And the second thing is it backs up another story that we broke here on the Football Terrace, that there is genuine interest on Manchester United's side and there's genuine interest on Emi Martinez's side, despite the fact that people were denying there's any approach or any talks. Actually, an offer transpired, but whether or not it comes off remains to be seen, because Villa are not going to loan Emi Martinez, even knowing Manchester United like the idea of that structure and with Andre Onana injured, but they might sell him. It just depends if anyone meets the valuation. And I think the challenge Martinez has got, if he wants to go to Man United, is number one, it might be more like a Sene Larsman's, another name that myself and colleague at TalkSport, Alex Crook, broke. Or alternatively, they may pivot to a number one, but you've got to be able to afford Emi Martinez, and Villa's valuation, because he's got 3 years on his contract. And this is kind of why I'm segueing into the Mike Maignan and Chelsea part of the story. Villa's valuation is informed by Mike Maignan. So they're saying Maignan and Martinez are equally world-class goalkeepers. Maignan has got 1 year left on his contract and Milan's valuation is 25 million. Martinez has got 3 years left. So they're looking for 35 or 40 million pounds. And that's just too high for Manchester United. And I think virtually every other suitor looking at Emi Martinez. So we'll wait and see if he ends up leaving Aston Villa. But I don't see Villa necessarily coming down on that price.
Yeah, I mean, it's a brilliant segue really into the situation with Aston Villa, because there's interest supposedly from them in Alejandro Garnacho, or at least a liking of the player. Man United, as I saw you broke this news yesterday, again, exclusive from Ben Jacobs. I saw some Villa fans on Twitter not calling you out, but sort of disagreeing with it, because something didn't make sense. And you said it perfectly. How can Aston Villa tell Man United a player's not for sale and set a valuation if there's no contact? It makes zero sense. But what is the latest with Manchester United looking at Ollie Watkins? Has there been any change in that at all? Or if you could just break it down, please, for the Football Terrace community. I forgot I asked you about this yesterday on the United Stand, but it is a different audience. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, Manchester United made contact with Aston Villa, and that was sourced from all sides at my end. I appreciate there was a brief in the evening saying no contact and not for sale. But as with Alexander Isak, not for sale isn't always not for sale. And why take the conversation if not for sale is 100% not for sale? So we have to wait and see how it pans out. As I've reported consistently, Aston Villa don't want to lose Ollie Watkins. They certainly won't entertain any kind of significant talks unless they found a replacement or unless someone meets their valuation. And at the moment, that valuation is £60 million. So all signs may be Ollie Watkins stays at Aston Villa because that price is deemed too high by Manchester United, and Villa don't have a replacement yet. If later in the window, the price drops and Villa find a replacement, then I would expect Manchester United, if they're still looking for a striker, to continue to revisit this, because Ollie Watkins is relatively high in their thinking. But what I can tell you is that talks took place between the two clubs, and Manchester United were told exactly what I've just said, that Villa want to keep Ollie Watkins, that he's valued at 60 million plus. And we have to wait and see whether Manchester United try a big bid or drive the price down or move on to other targets. But those initial talks, as I broke, took place, backed up by others as well. And then late in the evening, suddenly shot down by Aston Villa sources. But I can tell you, I went to more than one Aston Villa source in the morning and there was no dispute with the talks. Then if you look in the middle of the day, it was Man United have been told that Ollie Watkins is not for sale. So they've been told, but there's been no contact or talks. Makes zero sense. And then by the evening, it was no meeting, no talks ever took place. But there were talks. I stand by my reporting on TalkSport. And again, we wait and see whether they materialise into anything. And that's the situation as of now. Clearly, Villa don't want to lose Ollie Watkins in the same way Newcastle don't want to lose Alexander Isak. But not for sale in football is rarely not for sale. There's always a price. There's always a series of circumstances that can happen. There's always a chance the player drives the move. So I think Manchester United will keep Ollie Watkins on their list. They've got other targets as well. But one thing's for sure, nothing will happen unless Villa's price drops, because Manchester United are not prepared to pay 60 million for Ollie Watkins.
Absolutely. I said this earlier on today, this is fan theory. For me, this smells and sounds so similar, but without it being as good a player and as much money as Isak and sort of Newcastle, in the sense of they kept on saying he definitely isn't for sale. We have no intention to sell him. That still may end up happening. But for me, reads like it's possible. Does Ollie Watkins now, today, tomorrow, next week, start to say, actually, I want to move and start agitating? As and when Villa maybe find a replacement, or maybe they turn and pivot and go, actually, let's have a little look here at Garnacho. Can we start having more conversations? This feels to me like it could be one of those scenarios. I didn't read that news yesterday. You put out, go, bloody hell, that's over and done with. That felt very much to me like the starting position of a negotiation. Just having covered and reviewed and listened to so many transfer stories in the last decade, that's how it read to me a little bit personally.
Yeah, I think we're at early stages though, so fresh talks, but everything was quite formative, and naturally Manchester United will have to respect Aston Villa. Yep. Could there be a scenario where Villa decide to go for Garnacho and Watkins comes up in a separate deal? Yes, and Villa would then be driving that, and maybe their stance would change. Could Villa get a replacement striker in? Yeah. Would Ollie Watkins be the kind of character to force his way out of the club? I'm not so sure. I think he's very respectful to Aston Villa. He's a professional. It's a World Cup year. Now that John Duran has obviously left, and in the end has left Saudi as well and been loaned back to Turkey, but Watkins knows he's the main man. He's going to be playing every week in a World Cup year. So I don't think the player would be that disrespectful or that aggressive. Even if he was open to Manchester United, I think he would allow any potential negotiation, and that word potential is still key, to play out on Villa's terms. So if Villa stick to their position, it won't go anywhere. But if Villa are interested in a Manchester United player, namely Garnacho, or if another striker was to come in and Watkins was to say, wait a minute, am I going to be playing every single week, or is this striker going to be taking some minutes away from me? You never know. And this is the window. We're at a very limbo point where nothing is certain. You have quite a lot of certainty at the beginning of a window because the early deals are the ones that they've been working on and lining up for months. Then you have a bit of a lull. Then everyone returns to pre-season and you get a flurry of business to get them there for those pre-season tours. Then you get a bit of limbo where it's halfway through. So sellers don't want to budge, buyers don't want to budge, players don't want to budge. Everyone's just kind of focused on being where they are, which is why Morgan Gibbs-White travelled for pre-season, which is why Johan Wissa wants to hold his talks now so he knows where he stands. And then you kind of get into that 2 weeks before the season and people start to go, is there urgency to get them by game one of the season? Is time starting to tick away in the window? Are sellers starting to sweat about money they need to bring in? And you'll get another big surge in the market. And maybe we're on the cusp of that now. So I think the situation with Watkins will be a little bit clearer as the weeks pass. Obviously, respect to Aston Villa's position. They think it's clear now. They think they've clarified the position. They won't lose any sleep if Manchester United don't come back to the table. But is Watkins and Manchester United categorically 100% over? I don't think so.
Thank you very much for that update, Ben. Appreciate it massively. In terms of the other big talking point of Man United exits, the manager himself had just said in a press conference, and I'll quote what he just said because it came out since we've been live. His words were, and I quote, asked about Sancho, Garnacho, and Antony. He says, if they reach a point where they have to join the team, they will join the team because they are our players. If the club doesn't get the right price, they will stay. I am ready to receive the players. Now, as a Man United fan, I don't want them back, not because I dislike them per se. I want the money to buy better players. I also have been advocating for a decade at not underselling players. I think in the longer term, you can be more like Liverpool if you do the right thing. But are there any more updates? There's talk of Saudi clubs now looking at Antony, with the Real Betis still looking a little precarious. Malacia was linked to a Saudi move today. Has there been any updates as far as exits are concerned at United?
Yeah, you have Rashford, and that loan informs Antony's position. He still wants to go back to Betis and is perhaps holding out for a loan there. Manchester United would like a permanent exit. Let's see whether they're flexible in any way. I think if it was a loan to Betis, Manchester United might structure it that way, but with an obligation to buy, or maybe even an option that becomes an obligation under certain conditions, just to allow themselves the permanence that they require. Garnacho's the one that they'd like to get out the door. I don't think there's any way back for him now at Manchester United due to the relationship between the player and Ruben Amorim. And obviously that is the so-called pure profit. So if they can get that on the books and quickly, then it might unlock their window. And then with Sancho, it's just all on the player. We know that Juventus are interested. They've got to be able to agree terms. Sancho's got to drop his wage. It's no problem. The negotiation with Manchester United, they're prepared to sell for between 20 and 25 million, similar to the variable obligation to buy that Chelsea had based on performance-related criteria. I even think Manchester United might do a loan with an obligation for Jadon Sancho, as long as there's no penalty to kind of bring him back again, as was the case with Chelsea. So Sancho is advancing, particularly with Juventus, but it's not done yet. Garnacho only wants Premier League, plain and simple. So Napoli's off the table. Aston Villa's a possibility. Chelsea have got appreciation. So, for example, if they pivot from Xavi, Garnacho might be the one that they decide. And I think having a left-sided player, even though they've signed Jamie Gittins, is not ruled out by Chelsea because their other left winger, Giovanni Quenda, doesn't arrive for a year. And there is a possibility that Tyreek George is sent out on loan. So Garnacho and Chelsea isn't totally over, but I think Aston Villa might be the one to watch. Even Tottenham have had some conversations about Garnacho because Son could leave. And even with Matis Tel, Tottenham might add another player, but it's not developing on the Spurs side. It was just mentioned internally. And obviously clubs have these conversations over hundreds of players. So we'll have to wait and see if that develops. But I think Garnacho's the one that has a bit more urgency because that allows Manchester United to potentially fund their striker and also resolve a more tense situation. I know Antony sort of said before the Conference League final that it was kind of revenge, doing well at Betis and showing Manchester United what he can do. But I don't think there's as much bad blood as those words imply. I think Manchester United are quite calm about the Antony situation. And with Jadon Sancho, Manchester United are quite distant from the situation because they know that it's really just about the player having a big onus on himself. Go and find a deal. Go and agree terms, because once that happens, the club-to-club negotiation for Sancho will be quite smooth because the asking price for Manchester United is relatively low. It's not 60 like Garnacho, it's 20 to 25. Juve are absolutely fine paying that. So it's just on Sancho, and Manchester United have got no control over that. They can lean on the player to get a move on, but they're not the ones suggesting a wage. They're not the ones telling Sancho what to do. They'll only come into play with terms if, like Rashford, it's a loan and Sancho has to adjust his Manchester United contract in order to facilitate a wage cut. But at the moment, the structure being discussed is a permanent exit. So Manchester United are waiting for Sancho to tell him who he's been able to agree terms with. And then from there, the club-to-club negotiation. Donnarumma, too, who might end up signing a new deal anyway at PSG. And then just on the goalkeeper's front as well, to kill two birds with one stone, to reiterate, Manchester United made a loan approach for Emi Martinez. And Emi Martinez has told Manchester United he wants to join. And I think that's quite a significant story. Firstly, because if Chelsea, for example, were genuinely in for Emi Martinez, they'd have had to move, knowing Manchester United made an inquiry. And the second thing is it backs up another story that we broke here on the Football Terrace, that there is genuine interest on Manchester United's side and there's genuine interest on Emi Martinez's side, despite the fact that people were denying there's any approach or any talks. Actually, an offer transpired, but whether or not it comes off remains to be seen, because Villa are not going to loan Emi Martinez, even knowing Manchester United like the idea of that structure and with Andre Onana injured, but they might sell him. It just depends if anyone meets the valuation. And I think the challenge Martinez has got if he wants to go to Man United is, number one, it might be more like a Sene Larsman's, another name that myself and colleague at TalkSport, Alex Crook, broke. Or alternatively, they may pivot to a number one, but you've got to be able to afford Emi Martinez, and Villa's valuation, because he's got 3 years on his contract. And this is kind of why I'm segueing into the Mike Maignan and Chelsea part of the story. Villa's valuation is informed by Mike Maignan. So they're saying Maignan and Martinez are equally world-class goalkeepers. Maignan has got 1 year left on his contract and Milan's valuation is 25 million. Martinez has got 3 years left. So they're looking for 35 or 40 million pounds. And that's just too high for Manchester United. And I think virtually every other suitor looking at Emi Martinez. So we'll wait and see if he ends up leaving Aston Villa. But I don't see Villa necessarily coming down on that price.
Yeah, I mean, it's a brilliant segue really into the situation with Aston Villa, because there's interest supposedly from them in Alejandro Garnacho, or at least a liking of the player. Man United, as I saw you broke this news yesterday, again, exclusive from Ben Jacobs. I saw some Villa fans on Twitter not calling you out, but sort of disagreeing with it, because something didn't make sense, and you said it perfectly. How can Aston Villa tell Man United a player's not for sale and set evaluation if there's no contact? It makes zero sense. But what is the latest with Manchester United looking at Ollie Watkins? Is there been any change in that at all? Or if you could just break it down, please, for the Football Terrace community. I forgot I asked you about this yesterday on the United stand, but it is a different audience. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, Manchester United made contact with Aston Villa, and that was sourced from all sides at my end. I appreciate there was a brief in the evening saying no contact and not for sale. But as with Alexander Isak, not for sale isn't always not for sale. And why take the conversation if not for sale is 100% not for sale? So I have to wait and see how it pans out. As I've reported consistently, Aston Villa don't want to lose Ollie Watkins. They certainly won't entertain any kind of significant talks unless they found a replacement or unless someone meets their valuation. And at the moment, that valuation is £60 million. So all signs may be Ollie Watkins stays at Aston Villa because that price is deemed too high by Manchester United, and Villa don't have a replacement yet. If later in the window the price drops and Villa find a replacement, then I would expect Manchester United, if they're still looking for a striker, to continue to revisit this, because Ollie Watkins is relatively high in their thinking. But what I can tell you is that talks took place between the two clubs, and Manchester United were told exactly what I've just said, that Villa want to keep Ollie Watkins, that he's valued at 60 million plus. And we have to wait and see whether Manchester United try a big bid or drive the price down or move on to other targets. But those initial talks, as I broke, took place, backed up by others as well, and then late in the evening suddenly shot down by Aston Villa sources. But I can tell you, I went to more than one Aston Villa source in the morning and there was no dispute with the talks. Then if you look in the middle of the day, it was Man United have been told that Ollie Watkins is not for sale. So they've been told, but there's been no contact or talks. Makes zero sense. And then by the evening, it was no meeting, no talks ever took place. But there were talks. I stand by my reporting on TalkSport. And again, we wait and see whether they materialise into anything. And that's the situation as of now. Clearly, Villa don't want to lose Ollie Watkins in the same way Newcastle don't want to lose Alexander Isak. But not for sale in football is rarely not for sale. There's always a price. There's always a series of circumstances that can happen. There's always a chance the player drives the move. So I think Manchester United will keep Ollie Watkins on their list. They've got other targets as well. But one thing's for sure, nothing will happen unless Villa's price drops, because Manchester United are not prepared to pay 60 million for Ollie Watkins.
Absolutely. I said this earlier on today, this is fan theory. For me, this smells and sounds so similar, but without it being as good a player and as much money as Isak and and sort of Newcastle, in the sense of they kept on saying he definitely isn't for sale. We have no intention to sell him. That still may end up happening, but for me, reads like it's possible. Does Ollie Watkins now, today, tomorrow, next week, start to say, actually, I want to move and start agitating? As and when Villa maybe find a replacement, or maybe they turn and pivot and go, actually, let's have a little look here at Garnacho. Can we start having more conversations? This feels to me like it could be one of those scenarios. I didn't read that news yesterday. You put out, go, bloody hell, that's over and done with. That felt very much to me like the starting position of a negotiation. Just having covered and reviewed and listened to so many transfer stories in the last decade, that's how it read to me a little bit personally.
Yeah, I think we're at early stages though, so fresh talks, but everything was quite formative, and naturally Manchester United will have to respect Aston Villa. Yep. Could there be a scenario where Villa decide to go for Garnacho and Watkins comes up in a separate deal? Yes, and Villa would then be driving that, and maybe their stance would change. Could Villa get a replacement striker in? Yeah. Would Ollie Watkins be the kind of character to force his way out of the club? I'm not so sure. I think he's very respectful to Aston Villa. He's a professional. It's a World Cup year. Now that John Duran has obviously left, and in the end has left Saudi as well and been loaned back to Turkey, but Watkins knows he's the main man. He's going to be playing every week in a World Cup year. So I don't think the player would be that disrespectful or that aggressive. Even if he was open to Manchester United, I think he would allow any potential negotiation, and that word potential is still key, to play out on Villa's terms. So if Villa stick to their position, it won't go anywhere. But if Villa are interested in a Manchester United player, namely Garnacho, or if another striker was to come in and Watkins was to say, wait a minute, am I going to be playing every single week, or is this striker going to be taking some minutes away from me? You never know. And this is the window. We're at a very limbo point where nothing is certain. You have quite a lot of certainty at the beginning of a window because the early deals are the ones that they've been working on and lining up for months. Then you have a bit of a lull. Then everyone returns to pre-season and you get a flurry of business to get them there for those pre-season tours. Then you get a bit of limbo where it's halfway through. So sellers don't want to budge, buyers don't want to budge, players don't want to budge. Everyone's just kind of focused on being where they are, which is why Morgan Gibbs-White travelled for pre-season, which is why Johan Wissa wants to hold his talks now so he knows where he stands. And then you kind of get into that 2 weeks before the season and people start to go, is there urgency to get them by game one of the season? Is time starting to tick away in the window? Are sellers starting to sweat about money they need to bring in? And you'll get another big surge in the market. And maybe we're on the cusp of that now. So I think the situation with Watkins will be a little bit clearer as the weeks pass. Obviously, respect to Aston Villa's position. They think it's clear now. They think they've clarified the position. They won't lose any sleep if Manchester United don't come back to the table. But is Watkins and Manchester United categorically 100% over? I don't think so.
Thank you very much for that update, Ben. Appreciate it massively. In terms of the other big talking point of Man United exits, the manager himself had just said in a press conference, and I'll quote what he just said, because it came out since we were.
My mouth was muted. My bad. Muted up the place. But yeah, listen, that's from the terrace. If you want to go watch the full video, go watch it on the Football Terrace Extra. Yeah, I just thought I'll show you a few bits of the Man United. You know how I like to do already. Give you the videos from early. But yeah, we'll get straight into it, man. That's what's going on about the football. Ben Jacobs. So he's basically breaking it down and saying, listen, they're trying to overprice, man, with this Watkins thing. And they haven't got another striker. That's the thing about Aston Villa. They've got no other striker. Duran was their striker. He was going side to side with Watkins. He went to Saudi. And then Rashford come, and he was their other striker. He was going side to side with Watkins. And then he came back to us. So they've got no other striker. So if we go there, we're going to have to basically go there with a wonder deal that they can't say no to. That's the only way that we can do it, is literally by going there and telling them, yeah, we're going to give you 50 million, which is crazy. For Watkins, he's 29. You shouldn't be giving someone like that 50 million. Do you understand? But that's all they're saying is going to happen when it comes to someone like Watkins. So it's a bit of a techie one. Do we go there and just pay it anyway and say, fuck it, it's Premier League proven, blah, blah, blah? Or do we just go for someone else? And obviously this is it more or less broken down a bit more. And he goes on to say that Man United may contact Aston Villa, and that was sourced from all my sides. Aston Villa don't want to lose Watkins. They certainly won't entertain any kind of significant talks unless they found a replacement or unless someone meets their valuation, which is 60 million pounds. Man United won't meet that valuation. No one is paying 60 million pounds. Arsenal came in for Watkins January, and they said 60 million and they walked off. You're not paying that. He's 29. It's not going to happen. So, yeah, man, that's what he's basically said about Watkins. Like, he's our main target. It's evident he's our main target. We're trying to do the Prem proven thing. He's our main target. He does it in the Prem, but we're not going to pay the 60 million. Do you understand? It's not going to happen. Let me get a few of these and I'll get into the next one. Don't worry, there's loads to talk about, guys. You know us. Every day we're here. Carlos Baleba. I've got some stuff about Carlos Baleba. You know me. I saw the Baleba links on Twitter. Yeah, it's there. You think it's true, Mitch? I'm going to get into it in a minute. Morning, Metric community. Big up yourself, J Bands, Man United, all of you lot. Everybody hit up the likes, man. You know this is the Metric community, man. We do this every day. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. We're here every day, 2-3 times a day, giving you all the United news. Yeah? So make sure you subscribe. Let me get into it. So obviously, the Winter goes on to say, Amrin, Wilcox, Berardo, and Man United understandably want to generate as much fees for the remaining numbers of United's unwanted 5. You know, they call them the bomb squad now. The bomb squad, the Freedom 5, the 5. You would think these guys broke out of prison, the way they're calling them all these names. The cost of United in wages. Obviously, he's talking about this because I remember yesterday, Amrin came out and basically made it clear, you're not going to get these guys on the cheap. I don't know what you lot think is going to happen here. You're not getting these guys on the cheap, mate. It's not going to happen. Because a lot of people are waiting to the end of the window to be able to get our players on the low. So Amrin's made it clear, yo, I'll take these players back. You lot have gone mad. Like, you think you're going to get them on cheap. It's not going to happen. I'll take them back. It's a World Cup year. They've got to play. But what he's telling them is you lot better go out there and find your club from now. Because if you don't find your club from now, all you're going to do is sit on my bench for a year and you're not going to get no minutes. So he's literally indirectly telling them, yo, it's not going to happen, bro. You understand? So if you don't go and get your club, you're going to just come and sit on my bench, and that's going to be you for the rest of a whole year. You're not getting in the World Cup. So go and get your things from now. If you want to sit down and wait to the deadline day, I'm going to keep you lot. If our number hasn't been thing. If you look at the middle article, it says Omar Berardo and Jason Wilcox have a number. They've got a price for every player. They know they want 50 million for Garnacho, 25 for Sancho, 30 for Antony, whatever. You don't come and hit that price. It don't matter how long you wait. You can wait to the 11th hour of deadline day. They're not going. So he's just letting it be known out there that we know what game you lot are trying to play. It's not going to happen. So we let it be known yesterday. So that's what he's more or less just getting into and saying. And he's just saying, yeah, the fees and wages, they won't sell them for cheap. Amrin insists they may have to. United need to defuse the bomb squad. This is how they're talking about them. They need to defuse the bomb squad. This is mad, isn't it? Get them out ASAP and cut their losses, even if it means paying the price for the club's past mistakes. And United have never recovered from David Gill and Alex Ferguson leaving. That's what's obviously since they've left, we've not won nothing significant. Let's say that. United have to look forward and focus on those. Amrin wants to build his 3-4-2-1 around. Amrin is a good manager who deserves backing and has to get his way on this. Rashford has gone and Amrin wanted reducing one negative narrative for the club. PSR rules nowadays, but United are in a weak position by making them train alone. They've immediately damaged their value. And really, what has poor Malacia done wrong to deserve this treatment, barring injuries? Buying clubs know United's issues, so insert substantial sell-ons and ensure recruitment, blah, 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 blah. The four also have to accept lower wages to restart their careers. Rashford has done at Barcelona. They ain't bad players, blah, blah. So basically, he's just getting into it and just saying, we need to revamp. I'm saying we need to diffuse the bomb squad. They're talking like these lot are on a different thing. They've gone out there and done murders, etc. But yeah, so he's just getting into it. But what's happened is, remember, the whole bomb squad, Freedom 5, whatever you want to call them, they're all entitled. That's what's happening right now. We've got an entitled worth of people that need to go. Now, last year's the only one that you don't really hear much from. He doesn't really say nothing, etc. But Sancho doesn't want to drop his wage. Napoli wanted him, Chelsea, Fenerbahce, He doesn't want to drop his wage for no one. Now he's only stuck with Juventus, and we don't know what's going on. Ornstein came out and said that's not even close. It was saying that it was close. It's not even close. Antony saying I only want Betis. Obviously, reports have come out about Antony today. We're going to get into all of that. But he's been saying he only wants Real Betis. Rashford was saying he only wants Barca, which it happened for him. Good on him. And then we got Malacia, Garnacho. He's saying I only want to stay in the Prem. I don't want to go nowhere but the Prem. This is what I'm saying. So there's so much entitlement that it's a bit hard to sell these players. Like, it's not as easy as it should be because they're so entitled. They're not sitting there and going, I'm just going to go anywhere. World Cup is coming up. No, it's entitlement. And like I said, coming off that document there, this document I'm showing you now, it goes on to this. This is why he's saying this, Amran. Because the clubs interested in the Freedom 5, the bomb squad, are expected to wait before making formal bids, hoping the price decreases as the September the 1st deadline approaches. So that was reported on the 14th of July. Look at the date at the bottom, guys. 14th of July, this is getting reported. That teams are sitting on the sideline just waiting, thinking, yeah, man, the price is going to go down, man. So it's cool. So we're not letting the price go down. We're letting you know now. You're not going to sit down and wait for these guys. Nothing ain't going to change, brother. The price is going to be the same. Yeah? So that's what Amran's coming and letting it be known. So that's what Winter's just got into. Ben Jacobs just got into it, and he's just saying, yo, except he spoke about Garnacho. He only wants to go in the Prem. There's only 3 teams that can go for Garnacho. Villa, Chelsea, or Spurs. Spurs have got about 8 wingers alone. It's not going to be them. Kulusevski, Tell, Johnson, Son, Odegaard, Kudus. Who else? They got that Mikey Moore. They've got so much wingers. It's not, Richarlison. It's not going to happen. Aston Villa is probably the most likely. A little swap deal there with something like Watkins. Obviously not a swap deal as in you both swap, as in you pay for each other. So that you both still got the pure profit. And then we've got Chelsea. Chelsea's buying everyone but Garnacho. So I don't know what's going to happen. He's been linked to them the most. So we're going to see what happens to that man. It's a really tricky one with the outgoings. Antony, I'm going to get into him in a minute. He's open to certain moves. Malacia, we've heard a little move about him with Saudi yesterday. But is he going to go? He's a bit young. Who else is there part of the bomb squad? So that's Malacia. Sancho. Sancho is linked with Juventus. We thought it was close. But Ornstein come out the other day and said it's not even close. All these reports that are saying that Sancho's close to Juventus is lies. It's not going to happen. It's not close at all. So that just killed our spirit with that. And now I'm taking all the Italian media with a pinch of salt. After that Ornstein one, I said, yeah, I can't take these guys serious because they were telling us agreement. He's agreed personal terms. Everything is close. Man United have offered him 17 million and nothing even happened. It wasn't even close. So I'm just done with him. Is this it? Yeah, let me show you what I'm talking about so you understand. I like to let you know what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about here. Look, Ornstein came out on the 21st and said there's a good chance that Rasmus Højlund leaves. Rasmus Højlund is very likely to leave. We're looking at a goalkeeper, defensive midfield, and a new striker. And he said Jadon Sancho has been heavily rumoured to be closing in on a move to Juventus. That is not accurate, as I understand. I'm not quite sure where that I don't know how to say that word. Emanating from, basically where it's coming from. That's what he's saying about Sancho. That's the last thing we've heard about Sancho, is he's not close to Juventus. He turned down Chelsea because they were offering him 200k. Ben Jacobs told us 200k. He said, nah, I can still get more. Napoli turned them down because he wanted more. Fenerbahce, Jose Mourinho spoke to him on the phone, turned them down, said, I don't want to leave the top 5 leagues. And then now he's only got Juventus and it's not even close. So I don't know what's going to happen with this geezer. Like I said, it's a weird one, but we can't really get onto the board for not selling them when they're moving mad themselves and no one even really wants them. It's crazy, bro. Man United should sign Javi Guerrero for Valencia. I think he wants a new deal. He don't really want to leave. He wants a new deal. I'm a Galatasaray fan in England. I like Man United. Big up yourself, Mehmet, man. Big up Galatasaray as well, man. You look, come Old Trafford, I was there. Your fan base is mad. Boom. They just loud. Sesko's a myth. Forget about him. If anything, he's going to go Newcastle. I wish United would consider Baleba. I'm going to get into the Baleba stuff in a minute. You know I don't do no clickbait, bro. I'm going to get into the Baleba stuff. There's links about Baleba. We'll see. We'll talk about it. Don't worry. I think Man United should sign Javi Guerrero. Yeah, everyone's rating this Javi Guerrero, innit? They're trying to overcharge us for Watkins. Exactly. That 60 million is mad. But it's like, what would you lot say? Would you lot say, yeah, let's just pay it anyway? Fuck it. Pay it and then go for it? Or, I don't know, man. It's a weird one, innit? We need a striker, but it's a weird one. Watkins will have much larger chance of an England spot playing for United. With Mbeumo and Cunha feeding him a smart player or force a move. I'm with you. I'm with you with that one. I'm with you. He can't force a move because he's the only. Yeah, that's what he said, isn't it? If you look at what he said, look at that. Look at what Ben Jacobs said. The second paragraph. Aston Villa don't want to lose Ollie Watkins. They certainly won't entertain any kind of significant talks unless they found a replacement. So you're right, mister. He's the only striker. Like I said, Duran was there with Watkins going back to back. Then it was Watkins and Rashford. And Emery was more favouring Rashford, to be honest. Watkins was starting on the bench. This is what I'm saying. So Emery was more rating Rashford. So I reckon Emery will get rid of him if he got any replacement. But who's the replacement? I know they got Marlon, but is Marlon a striker? He's more of a winger for what I know. So yeah, I'm with you with that one there, mister. Good on you. Villa won't have nobody to replace him. Yeah. Watkins isn't happening. The presser with Amrin made that clear. The presser with Amrin, you got to take it with a pinch of salt. You were sending bare indirects and saying things like it's. You got to really take it for what it is. He's going to say these things. You got to remember, he's gone there and said he's happy with the squad. We just went from Watkins and Martinez the day before. How are you happy with the squad? So you got to take things with a pinch of salt. You know what I mean? Trust me. Muted. Oh, it was muted. Yeah, love for that, Santos, for letting man know. Ruben said outrageous things yesterday. He said Rasmus is a threat and Shaw is world class. Classic gaslighting, bro. I don't know if we're trying to sell Shaw to someone that he's trying to promote him in the presser. But Rasmus, you're bigging up your players. This is what every manager does. They big up their players. No one ain't telling them to go and say world class, of course. That's a bit mad. But he's bigging up his players, mate. What's he want him to do? What, say, yeah, I'm upset. I need some new players. And so when Man United go to sign all these players now, they're gonna obviously turn around and say, yeah, you don't need players. Your manager's made it clear that you don't need new players. Come on, man. You got to bargain. You got to say these things. Every manager gasses up their own players. No manager throws their player under the bus unless you're like Jose Mourinho or something. We need Baleba more than Watkins. A lot of people are saying we need a midfielder more than we need a striker. A lot of people are saying that. But if you look at what Ornstein said 5 days ago, he said it. Man, after completing Cunha and Mbeumo, look at the middle article. Man United are set to focus on new signings in other areas. Goalkeeper, defensive midfielder, and a new striker. So we went for a new striker and a goalkeeper yesterday, day before yesterday. We went to Villa for both of them at the same time. Asked for a loan for Martinez, they said no. Asked for Watkins, they said no. So he's clearly not happy. He clearly wants more. Come on, you got to take it with a pinch of salt, man. Baleba, Sesko, Martinez. Sesko's not happening. United make plans for Sancho to go to Juventus. Douglas Luiz injury prone, man. AP, big up yourself, man. Hope you're good, bro. Morning, bro. The Luke Shaw, Mount, Malacia, and Casemiro should be sold. Casemiro is leaving on the free next year. 350k off the books. That's his last season. He's got 1 year left in his contract. He's leaving for free. So don't worry about Casemiro. Malacia, Saudi's in for him. I think if he doesn't get no offers at all, he might end up going Saudi for a year or two. Mount, Amrin likes him, and I think this season is do or die for Mason Mount. He's been up and down. We've all kind of felt sorry for him for a few years. Last season, Etihad, he got injured. He keeps getting injured, and you're never really seeing a full season amount. So I think this season, when he's coming off the bench, because he's not going to be starting with Cunha and Mbeumo and Bruno, whoever he plays in the 10s, it won't be Mount. So when he's coming off the bench, we'll see he has to make an impact. And remember, Ahmad, Mbeumo are going AFCON in December. So that 10 position, Mount, you might have to step in for a month. We've got Newcastle, we've got Aston Villa. Come in, do what you got to do, bro. All the little pressing, and then do what you got to do. So Mount, this is his season, do or die. I think this is it. Luke Shaw, I think they want him gone. Certain players, they just can't get rid of. You don't want them to go to the presser and go and say, I want Anana gone, I want Hoyland gone, I want Luke Shaw. It doesn't work like that. If you say that, no one will get them. So a lot of people are sitting there and are taking everything he's saying as a full meal and saying, yeah, he likes Luke Shaw, he likes Onana, he likes Hoyland. Bro, what do you not want the geezer to say? He's coming out here and he's just saying what he's saying. He's backing his players, trying to keep the most value for them. And then it is what it is. If they go, they go. If a bid comes in now for Luke Shaw from Saudi for 30 million or something, you think we're not taking it? Come on, man. If a bid comes in right now for 30 million for Onana, you don't think we're not taking it? Hoyland, we're taking it, but no one has bidded. Have you not realized not one team has even made a bid for any of our players? If I'm wrong, someone let me know. Not one team has made a bid. It's only been loans. Everyone that's come to us, I said loans. Loans for Rasmus Højlund. Loan for Rashford. Loan. The only people that have come to bid are Saudi. Saudi came for Garnacho. Saudi came for Rashford. Saudi came for Bruno. No one has bidded for anyone on our team. So it's like every single team, every single scouting network, whatever, for every team watches Man United and says, nah, I'm not going there. So this is what I'm saying, brother. A lot of people, yeah, but I'm with you, Prince, every name on that list, apart from Mount, I'm going to watch him this season. This is do or die for him. But apart from Mount, Prince, I'm with you. They all need to go. But like I said, Casemiro's going next season. Malasha's definitely going to go this season. You don't want to sit on the bench. He's not wanted. He's not going to work. We've got Diego Leon and we've got Dorgu on the left. It's not going to work, bro. We've got rid of Amas. So we've got too much left backs. Remember, Dallo can play there as well. It's too much, me. So that's what I think's going on. Diffuse the bump. Not Mount is better for next season. We'll see, bro. I think this season's do or die for him. So how many neighborhoods around Old Trafford are being sold? It's crazy. We've got to do a GoFundMe page. Ruben used the presser to highlight Shaw Rasmus is a good player. That is trying to get them sold. Jarly. See, when I start doing the mods or whatever it is, when I find out how to mod, I'm modding you. Yeah? You're 30. You understand what's going on here. Come on. I'm in favor of loan for Rasmus over Watkins full sell. I'm in favor of loan for Ramos. Oh, Gonzalo Ramos. I thought you were talking about Rasmus. Yeah. I'm with that. See, anyone that's not in the anyone that's not from the Prem, yeah, I don't mind them coming on a loan. Højlund has scarred me, bro. Antony, they've scarred me. So any of these strikers, Vlahovic, Moise Keane, what's his name? Gonzalo Ramos, any of them, if they come in here on a loan for a year and we see what they're saying for a year and then we can send them back, we pay the little loan fee, I'm cool with that. But paying the 60 millions and the 55s and the 70s for Sesco's and all these guys, and then it just ends up being the same thing as Højlund, that's crazy. I'm not on that. Freedom fight, I don't want freedom, just want to fight. Exactly, just want to fight for his wage. It's crazy. Mount is a good team player, but he needs to sort out his breadstick legs. I know, man. Sometimes it's not your fault, but your hamstring just goes, bro. I think deep inside Amrin not only wants Premier League players, but English ones too to be the core. Yeah, that's come out already. It's come out already that we're targeting Prem proven only right now. I don't really rate that with a goalkeeper though. I think we don't need to do that with a goalkeeper. Let's go for Lamens because it seems that we're prioritizing Martinez at the moment when we should go for Lamens. Do you understand? Lamens is there. He's number one if it's not Martinez. But Martinez is too expensive. Yeah, he's Prem proven, but we don't need a Prem proven keeper. What do you need a Prem proven keeper for? All the goals are the same and the box is the same in every country. Just get a keeper that can save the ball, bro. So that's the only thing. But I'm with you, Santa, still. This is the Prem proven thing. This is all the reports that came out about Prem proven. This is literally 3 days ago. The date's at the bottom, guys. Look at it. It says, Man United have deliberately targeted players with Premier League experience this summer and would ideally like to sign a striker who fits that category. Ruben Amrin has his sights on a number 9, a deep line midfielder, and potentially a goalkeeper. I just showed you that, look at the middle article. Goalkeeper, defensive midfielder, and new striker. That's Ornstein, that's Ducker. 2 different reporters saying the same thing. A striker in the next on United shopping list with Ruben Amrin keen to sign one with Premier League experience. And then when you see from Pletigo at the bottom right, he says the same thing. Ruben Amrin wants to sign a striker with Premier League experience. That's 3 different journalists saying we want Premier League experience. 3 different journalists are saying it. So my thing is, Mateta's got to be the last guy left. It's going to be Mateta, or maybe the way we're scouting it, it's looking like we're going at the table. We're looking at last season's table and saying who scored in last season's table because that's what we want. We want players that score goals. So that's how it looks like we're scouting it. So when you look at this and you look at the last article and it shows you the table, we've gone and got Cunha, we've gone and got Mbumo. So who else are we going to get in that list? We want Watkins. So we're trying to get players in the table that score goals. We're trying to promise our goals. So I think it's going to be Chris Wood. I don't know if he'll go for him. He's done it for 1 season. Obviously, he's done it with Forest, which is very impressive. A defensive team. Remember, Forest are the team I think they've got the least of the ball in the whole league. They don't like the ball. They just take the ball and then they do what they do with it. So Chris Wood, Wissar, obviously with Newcastle, it's looking a bit weird now. He was in for them. They wanted him. But now that they might be selling Isaac, they're saying there's no point going for him as a backup. We need to get a proper number 9. So they might not go for him as much. But Wissa's there. I don't know if we can deal with Brentford again. After we expose them for moving mad and trying to sell to Tottenham instead, I don't know if they're going to sell to us. And then we got Mateta with 14. And I think under that list, under Mateta, it's got Sven Larsson. Would you not take Sven Larsson, the Wolves guy? He can head on the ball. He's a bit tall, etc. Is he pacey? Does he run the channels though? I don't know. But Mateta's there. We've got Cunha and Mbeumo already. So it looks like this is their tactic. They said, we need goals. Let's just go to the top scorers last season and nick 3 players out of there. Do you know what I'm saying? They're trying to nick Watkins. That's not happening at the moment. But I can't see no other strikers apart from Wissa, Chris Wood, and Mateta. And Mateta's the only one that's kind of that I rate out of them. Wissa's all right. He scored 19 goals, no penalties. He had 0 penalties. So I rate Wissa as well. But I don't think they'll sell to us, man. Wissa and Mbeumo will be a good link up because they already know each other as well. You know what I'm saying? But who do you not think the striker is going to be? Because like I'm saying, it's going to be Prem proven, like I've showed you. We want a Prem proven striker. And it seems like we're shopping in the top scorers. We want goals. We saw what Garnacho and Højlund done. It terrorized us. And we said, you know what, mate? We're going to go to the top scorers and get some goals. And we've nicked 2 players out of there already. So I don't know who we're going to go for. I'm going for Mateta. I think it's going to be Mateta if we can't get Watkins. But then they might price out Mateta. They might say, 65 million. This is what's going on now. We're just getting priced out of moves, mate. And they might see it's Man United that's come knocking as well. You know how it is when Man United come knocking. It's crazy. So I don't know what's going to happen, man. But I'm only looking at this list and saying, who do we think we'll get that's going to make sense? I don't know who number 9 is. But yeah, Sven Larsson is the next guy after that anyway. But yeah, so that's the situation with that anyway. Let me get a few of these and then I'll move to the next thing because there's a lot to talk about. There's so much going on. Sign Baleba, Emily, Benjamin. Benjamin's not coming. What have I missed today, bro? I'm getting into it. I more or less just started. Obviously, I played the Ben Jacobs video. And yeah, he just basically spoke about the Watkins, some of the outgoings, etc. So yeah, nothing mad. I'm gonna spin around anyway, so you'll see what's going on, Red Dragon. Not where I bet sure we'll be having a good season since the World Cup next summer. Yeah, you say that, and he gets injured against Arsenal or West Ham tonight. We need to go for Wharton or Believer next season. We are back in the Europa League. Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. I've got some Believer links. I'm gonna show you that in a minute. Believer will cost £100 million. Yeah, Metch, welcome. Welbeck is coming, bro. Yeah, Welbeck. Hoping we managed to play some position-based football this last season. Everyone was hot potato. Yeah, it's true. Welbeck for one season, I would not mind. He's a good finisher. If we go for someone like a Welbeck or got a loan, we have to get a midfielder. That's my thing. We get a loan like a Gonzalo Ramos or someone for a year, then go spend the money on the midfielder and we go big next season for a striker. I don't mind that. Striker will be Højlund, mad. Striker ASAP. This is what I'm saying. Everyone's split, man. No one knows. Like some people are saying we need a midfielder. Some people are saying we need a striker. Obviously, the 2 players we got score goals and assist. So we need someone to just be there. So we'll see what happens, man. It's a weird one. We're gonna have to see what happens. Metric community, please like and subscribe. Big up yourself, gamer, man. Every time, bro. Like and subscribe, my peoples, man. You know what? Always here for you, lot, man. 2-3 times a day, man. You see it at the bottom scrolling. Like and subscribe if you're new, man. This is nothing new. So yeah, let me get into the next stuff anyway. We've got the boy Antony now. Antony, this geezer's been sitting now waiting for Real Betis for the whole time. He's saying, listen, I only want Betis. I love the vibes over there. The paella, me and Isco dancing on the beach. It was all good. Now, too much clubs are in for him. We're letting it be known. Remember, Amrin came out yesterday and said, if clubs think they can wait to the end deadline day, we're keeping these players. And they already know. They get kept. They're sitting on the bench, mate. It's not happening. So Antony now, this is what's come out about him. This came out yesterday, the first article that says Atletico Madrid, along with Bayer Leverkusen, who is Eric Ten Hag, his dad, and Bayern Munich have been monitoring Antony's situation. 2 Saudi Arabian giants are interested in signing him. So Saudi Arabia want him now. A move to Real Betis, who wants another loan, is looking unrealistic at this stage. You know why? They've got the money to pay for him, but they're saying, listen, this guy's wage is too mad. We don't want to pay for him. We want another loan. They're being stingy. That's what's happening with Real Betis. They're being so stingy that it's messing them up that now they can't even go for Antony because they don't want to spend the money. They've sold 2 players. They've made 50 million euros, but they still don't want to go for him. So it's looking unrealistic because they're waiting for a loan. And we're saying, no, we're not giving you no more loans. We gave you a loan for a year. The Skies nearly won you at the Conference League. Come pay your money now. They're moving mad. Only Leverkusen and Betis have contacted Man United so far. The player prefers to remain in Europe. Remember, that was yesterday. Sky Sports reported that yesterday. Last night, the agents come out and said, what I can say is that the player is on the market and there are several clubs that want to know his current situation. We listen to projects and analyze them, but he is open to moving to Saudi Arabia. Open. If there's a possibility that the player will continue with Manchester United, with Manchester, everything is possible. And we are looking for what is the best for him. He can't continue in Manchester. This guy went to Real Betis and started crying. You changed my life. He's not, there's no way he's continuing. You know what I mean? He's not going to play. He got World Cup. He just got in the Brazil team for the first time. He loves it there. He just got in the Brazil team. He wants to stay. Remember, it's a World Cup year. That's the only thing saving us, you know. We're doing this on the best year possible, like this freedom fighter stuff. Because if the World Cup was not next year, half of these guys wouldn't care. They'd be on some boy. You get rid of me if you get rid of me. Pay me my money. Because the World Cup is next year, all these guys got to go. So he's saying he's open to Saudi, which is massive because he's still young, you know. A lot of people don't say they're open to Saudi at them ages. And then obviously Sam C has come out this morning and just said Antony is now open to Saudi Arabia move. Obviously confirmed it 8 hours ago, from his from obviously the media, from my man. So he just let it know he's open to the move. So he's open to going Saudi. Saudi will pay whatever. West Ham want 35 million, they'll slap 35 million on the table. If he's saying if he's on 120, they'll give him 250, 300, no tax. So it only makes sense, bro. But Real Betis, they are just stalling. And this is even good because it's putting pressure on them. And as you can see, all the teams that are involved, this is an Atletico fan page that's talking about it. So Atletico Madrid are looking at him. Bayer Leverkusen, Erik ten Hag. Bayern Munich, I don't think Bayern Munich one is certified. Maybe they just put a little inquiry, but I don't think they really want him. They want Luis Diaz, and they got linked with Garnacho as well. So I don't think they'll go for Antony, but you never know. But it's good to see that there's two Saudi clubs, Atletico Madrid, Bayer Leverkusen, Real Betis, still want a loan. Last result, he goes Betis. On the worst day, he goes Betis. So he's still going, at least. But it's just, we want him going ASAP. And it looks like he's going to go, man. He's in one of the best positions to leave now. He was in the best position first, remember. It was he's going to go first. Real Betis have got the money as soon as they sold the players. And then it went left because he started, they didn't want to pay the money, blah, blah, blah. So now, good on him, man. Good on him, man. If he's got teams in for him. He's done well in his little loan. I like Antony. I like the way he's conducted himself. He went out there, he played, he balled out, and he wants to go back to where he loved, but they can't afford him. So he's got to turn around and just go, bro, it was good vibes in Spain. Let me just go Atletico Madrid then. Or let me go Leverkusen. Maybe you don't want to play on the Ten Hag. Maybe you don't want to go Germany. It's a whole different, you know what I mean? But he's been waiting for Betis, but now he's open to Saudi. He wants that bag. He's saying, you know what, bro? Premier League weren't that good for me, bro. So maybe I ain't as good as I think I am. Let me just go and get my bag and chill out. You understand? But as long as he can make the Brazil team, I think he's good. And that's what he needs. So he's definitely going to go. And he's got aspirations because he went to Betis. Someone like Garnacho probably wouldn't have went to Betis. He would have said, no, I'm too good for Betis. You know what I'm saying? You see Garnacho's ego. It's a bit different. So that's what might have happened. So you got to big up Antony for that, man. Remember, he's part of the Freedom Five. A lot of teams, this is what Betis is doing. They're doing what this last article comes and shows you. Like, I keep going back to this to show you. The clubs interested in the Freedom Five are expected to wait before making formal bids, hoping the price decrease as the September the 1st deadline approaches. That's the last article. That's what a lot of teams are doing. They're just sitting on the sideline saying, I'm gonna come there at the end and wait for the price to drop. So Antony's got pressure on him. And Ben Jacobs came out and said, within the next 2 weeks, we're going to know what's going on with Real Betis, if they can do it or not. Like, Antony's going to sort out his thing in 2 weeks. Because remember, within 2 weeks, bro, it's like early August now. Mid-August. The deadline's in September the 1st, mate. We need to do this ASAP. Remember, he needs to get one of the season starts on the 17th. So by the time the deadline's done, people have already played like 2-3 games by then. This is what I'm trying to say to you. So you need to get a squad and be over them. And with the World Cup, you don't want that anxiety, like, oh, am I really going to get a squad? What's going on? I'm waiting to last minute. Because, bro, these lot all know, if they sit on the bench, we all saw what Ruben done to Rashford last summer. We all saw it. What Ruben done to Rashford last summer, He just X'd them out. Yo, brother, what? We ain't got no space on the bench for Liverpool. Anfield away. Rashford come. Don't even bother warming up. This is what I'm saying. So they know that even Ruben brings them back, as he said he would. He'll bring them back and he won't play. And with World Cup coming up, the worst thing you want to do is just sit on the bench and be fed up. Imagine that. Come on, man. I think about it. And he's made the Brazilian squad for the, I think, is it the first time or the second time? I don't even know. But, bro, big up Antony, man. I just hope that he makes the move. Go Saudi, man. Go wherever, bro. Do you understand? Go get the bag. I actually like Antony as well because he's even, that's why I say, I reckon Sancho's the worst player we've had. People used to say it's Antony, but I think it's Sancho because at least he gave us some memories, bro. His first game of the season, he scored against Arsenal. We beat them 3-1. The last time we beat Arsenal in the league was 3-1 at Old Trafford, and he scored the first goal. Then we played City. We lost 6-3, but he scored a wonder goal. I don't know if you don't remember it. The third goal for us. And then we played Everton, and we beat them 2-1. Him and Ronaldo scored. Do you understand? So he's gave us at least some memories. First 3 goals, like he's and he plays with passion. He just ain't got the ability. But Sancho, mate, forget about that geezer. He's a joke, man. But yeah, man, this is what I'm saying, man. So big up Antony. He's gone. He's on going to Saudi now. Leverkusen won, and Eric Ten Hag, his dad. Yeah, Bayern Munich, Atletico Madrid. He's got options galore. So Real Betis, forget about it, bro. So we'll give it about 2 weeks or something max. But it's good for your agent. Your agent speaks, you know something's going on. His agents come out and said everything is possible, but we are open. He's open to going to Saudi. We're open to moving to Saudi Arabia. You're not putting that in the media for no reason. You're not coming out here to the media and saying you're open to moving to Saudi for no reason. You can't do that for your client if he doesn't mean it. He wants Saudi. He wants the money. You get it? He don't want Europe no more. He wants Saudi money now because you're not going to say I'm open to moving for no reason. So he wants to go Saudi, man. Saudi, Antony, go ball out, man. Go do your thing. I have a feeling we could see more of a false 9 this season. Bro, we just went to Villa for Watkins and Martinez. We want to buy someone now. We want a striker. I don't think Ruben even wants to do this time thing. They're doing Prem proven. We want to make something happen now. So I don't know about false 9. It could happen. And we've got Xerxes, that's a bit of a drop guy, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I hear what you're saying, though. It could run, but I think we want a striker where we can't be bothered. You don't want to switch it up like last season. You have to Casemiro, have someone close with him, and nah, he just wants to play his system now. This is the second. He ain't got time. You think everyone's going to give him excuses anymore? So I'm with Amrin. I want him to succeed, but think about it, bro. If we start acting up again and we're in the second half of the table and all of that, come December, he's probably going to turn around and go, this is long. You know what I'm saying? So I think he just wants to play his system, play with a striker, everything that they promised him. They probably promised him, bro, we got you, man, summertime. Don't worry. You're good. We got you summertime. We're going to get rid of some of these guys. Obviously, it hasn't happened because no one has bidded for any of our players. So this is what I tell everyone that sits there and says, oh, how come we're not getting rid of these players? Has anyone seen anyone get bidded for? Any of our players? I'm not seeing one bid. Not one. This is what I'm saying to you. How can we get rid of players no one wants? Pay 100 million for Baleba, Rice, Casado was the same. Yeah, Hundo. Baleba's going to go for about Hundo, but we'll see. Like I said, I got something for you up next. Real Betis got the money to buy Antony. Exactly. They sold Johnny Cardozo and they sold Rodriguez. They've got the money. They're being tight. They just want a loan. Morning, I have to couple back in the squad next season. Nothing to see me moving. No country. All of them. I can see. No. They're all moving. Don't get it twisted. Muddy. All of them are going to go, but it's just about when they go. So Amron's just trying to let it be known. You're not going to try and come in late for them. It's not going to change anything. I don't mind taking these guys back. Remember, if he takes them back, what he's telling the players is, I don't mind having you lot back with the squad. You're not going to play. So with World Cup coming up, you're going to sit on the bench and you're not playing at all. So that's all he's saying to them. If you look at the last article, it goes, any concern that value of players wanting to leave could be reduced. I understand. Maybe other clubs are waiting for the last minute, but they can have a surprise. I'm ready to receive the players. They can have more competition. If they want to play in the World Cup next year, they need to play. So I am happy with that. I have more options. They have to fight each other to play in that position. What he's saying is, if you don't get your move now, I'll take you back and leave you on my bench. And how are you going to get in the World Cup? Because you've got to play to make the World Cup. That's what he's saying to them, really. So he's letting them know that you don't get your move and they don't pay what we want you lot to pay for you lot, you're not going nowhere. You just sit on my bench. He's letting them know that. So instead of waiting to the last minute, the 1st of September, like I keep showing you, a lot of teams are waiting for. Look at the last article. A lot of the teams are waiting for the 1st of September. That's when the transfer window closes. So deadline day, August the 30th, 29th. That's what teams are waiting for, hoping the price decreases. He's telling them, yo, remember, this came out the 14th of July, you know. It's the 26th today. So he's telling them, yo, you lot that are waiting, don't worry. I'll have a surprise for you. I'll have a shock because I'll take these guys back. But all they're going to do is sit on my bench because they have to play for the World Cup. We saw what he done with Rashford. We all saw what the geezer done with Rashford. They know that in the back of their head. If you don't fit into his plans, you're not playing. So he's letting them know, yo, big man, yeah. You lot can do what you want to do, but you won't play, mate. So I can't see any of them coming back. Real. Any of them that's got aspirations to go to the World Cup, which Antony has because he's made the Brazil team and he plays with passion. He wants to go. Garnacho wants to be there in the bench with Messi and that. Who else is like this? Malacia, I don't know, but I'm sure he's going to want to play. We've bought Diego Leon. Amas has been sent on loan, so we definitely don't need a left back. We bought Diego Leon. We've got Dorgu. Dano can play on the left. Yeah, bruv. So obviously, come on, man. He's not. There's no place for you, bro. But yeah. Love for the question on money, man. Make it real. Club need oil money, bro. This is what I say to you lot all the time. This is what I say to you lot. Listen to this. You see, when other teams need the Saudi, they wasn't there. They were there for them. Kante, Koulibaly. Who's the other geezer that went Saudi from Chelsea? Kante, Koulibaly. There's someone else that went there. Is it Mendy? Kante, Koulibaly, and Mendy. They come and took 3 of them. Chelsea, yeah, we'll take them. Not worry. Liverpool, yo, we need you, Saudi. All right, no problem. Firmino, and Henderson. They went and took them 3. Remember, that's the same summer. So they helped them. Why can't they help us? We got Luke Shaw, we got Casemiro, we got Onana. Come and get them, but they don't want to help us. Now we built up our Saudi links all of a sudden. Last year they're talking about Saudi with him. They're talking about Saudi with who's the other geezer? With obviously Antony, like I just showed you lot. So the Saudi thing's happening now, but we needed it for the Casemiros. You know the guys that are 35s and that? They're not coming for them. The Onanas. When a man's doing bare bozo moments, remember Mendy, they got rid of him to Saudi. Do you know what I'm trying to say? We can't get rid of them. We're getting rid of our young players. They're the ones that are going Saudi. It's crazy. It's crazy. Saudi will give us 50 million, no problem. They probably would, but I doubt it. You know what's weird about them? They don't really get bumped no more, innit? They get turfed so much. It's like they don't really get bumped no more. See, before they'll pay anything. Now they're not even doing that. Unless it's like a superstar, Vinny Jr., Salah or something. They'll go and pay like a mad money. But for normal players, they're actually paying normal prices now. It's crazy. They're not even getting bumped no more. I did feel for Antony in his interview sound like English for, yeah, man. I felt sorry for him. I like him, man. I like Antony, man. He's conducted himself well, you get me? And you can tell he just doesn't have the ability for English football. It's too fast for him. But the Liga, he's doing his thing, good on him. You know what I mean? We need a proper striker. No Highland again this season. The Hundo. We can tell we want another striker. We went in for Watkins and Martinez. One day CR7 will Oman, you say what you want and what you get are 2 different things. I think Oman Cole expected more money. Exactly. They thought it was going to be more easier, but it hasn't been like that. No one has bidded for none of our players. You can't really blame them. You really can't even blame them. No one has bidded for these players, bro. Not one person has been bidded for. Tell me one player. I saw something about Onana. Monaco came in and they was going to pay the 30 million, but then the salary and then they just walked off. None of these are going to leave the place they want to go. Antony don't want the Saudi. He wants Betis. But his agent has just come out and said he's open to Saudi. That is twerking. Why is your agent coming out and talking for no reason? No one does that. It's called twerking. He's telling him to do that. He's not going to say that. Look at the middle article. Look at the middle article and the second paragraph. It says, we listen to the projects and analyze them, but he is open to moving to Saudi Arabia. If there's a possibility that the player will continue with Manchester, and there is a possibility, basically, he's trying to say like that, he could stay at Manchester or whatever, but we're open. Your agent doesn't come out and say these things. Gyökeres's agent came out and said, I prefer Arsenal than Man United. And he's been twerking for Arsenal ever since, and he went to Arsenal. You want the move. That's why he's saying he's open to Saudi. You don't let that be known for no reason. Why is someone going to come out here and just tell us they're open to Saudi if they don't want to go Saudi? What is the point of that? What is the point of that? Think about it. You wouldn't say that. If you just want to stay in Europe, you're going to say, I want to stay in Europe. It's going to take time. I'll be shocked if we get a new striker before the season starts. Yeah, the season starts in August the 17th, which is what? How much days? Fuck knows. But yeah, it's probably like 20-something days, 23 days or something like that. So I don't think we'll get a strike. We could, we might not. But then obviously they're not going to be on pre-season. Al Nassr will come for Casemiro, but they might end up only... Nah, man, I think he's going to stay, Santos, man. I think Casemiro's already came out and said, I'm happy to stay here one more season, and he's leaving on a free. And then he's going to go and get his bonuses, get his big move. They'll probably come from, like you said, the end of the season. You're right. End of the season. Al Hilal can have man like Antony. Anyone can have him, bro. Anyone. Any team can have him. The Freedom Five just got to leave one by one, bro. But I like Antony, the way he conducted himself. I missed the start of the show off, and I didn't see this talk. Yeah. Ben Jacobs spoke at the start of the show. I played a video, so a lot of people missed it. You get me? If Garnacho don't go, I will see on the bench. If Garnacho don't go, I will sit on the bench. He will sit on the bench. Yeah, that's what he's saying. Amrin's showing what he learned from Mourinho, and Sancho don't care about the World Cup. He just wants money, geezer. What I might do at the end of the show, just before I finish it, I might play the video. Just at the end, though. Do you get it? Literally, I'll let you lot know. Because I know a few of you lot didn't see it. Left position is a hot in the market list. Luke Shaw and Malasha should be easy to sell. They should be, but we've not had one link for Luke Shaw. Not one person has come and even inquired about Luke Shaw. No one. Malasha got an inquiry yesterday from Saudi, but is he ready to go? He's a bit young. Some of these players don't go there young, man. I'm shocked that even Antony's come out and said that. I'm shocked. Are we signing a striker or what? Because we got Arsenal in a couple of weeks. We're going to get beat by Arsenal and Gyökeres going to score against us. That's what we thought every single time we played. Liverpool, Arsenal, City, and we didn't lose. We lost once to Arsenal. We went to play Liverpool. It was snowing. Our whole fan base said, we're going to lose. Cancel the game. Even me. I was like, just cancel this game, man. We had injuries, everything. We went there and we should have won the game. So sometimes it happens, man. Sometimes we feel like that. But you see with me, I'm kind of confident against the big teams. I'm more scared about the little teams. You see like West Ham. We're playing West Ham today. I'm more scared today to see what we're going to do. Obviously, it's only pre-season, but these are the games I want to see how we maneuver it. Against the big teams, I'm calm. I'm cool with that. I'm confident. Antony will bag in Saudi match. 50 million is definitely attainable, but I'll promise for 45. I reckon we'll even take 30. We're on a thing where we'll just take 30. We won't even say nothing about that. We'll just say, yeah, 30 is cool. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we'll want 50. And Saudi's not really coming out here paying mad money no more. This is what I'm saying to you. When you look at everyone they've bought recently, they don't really come out here and pay mad peas no more, man. Even like Osman and that, the wages will be big, but they'll pay the actual fee that everyone's been quoting in Europe. Like Osman, they went in for him. They tried to pay him a bag, but they was going to pay the same peas that Galatasaray just paid. So I don't think they'll pay us mad peas, even though we should get it, and I'll be happy with it, but I don't know. But as long as he goes, bro, and we get that money and we can use it for something in the squad, why not? You know what I mean? Sell off Casemiro now to the Saudi League by younger DMs. He don't want to leave. And how can we sell him if they don't want him? Tubo, if they don't want him, how can we sell him? This is what I'm saying. Sell Casemiro. Everyone's telling us to sell him. I want him gone. Let me let you lot know. Casemiro, Højlund, Onana, and the whole freedom fighters, I want them all gone. But if no one ain't coming in for them, what can we do? What can the board do? What can we do? No one can do anything. No one. No one wants them. These South American players grow up in the favelas. They always take big money opportunity. It's not a bad thing. So exactly, it's true. Antony wants to stay in Europe for a World Cup, so don't think he's going Saudi. Agent tactics to push Betis. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Still, maybe he's going to push Betis. But if they don't push Betis, what happens then? You've got a big list, mate. And Betis isn't better than no team on this list. Look at the first article. Leverkusen, Atletico Madrid, Bayern Munich. Betis don't chat to none of them. So if he really wants to push Betis that much, he's going to get swayed sooner rather than later. Because, bro, you've got bigger teams in for you. What's the believe news? When I get into that next, pay up or players stay. What's good from Amrin? United can't look soft and desperate, push overs on time, sit them on the bench that can force them out. They know what Amrin's going to do, man. We know what Amrin's going to do. We saw what he done with Rashford. That's what he's going to do with him. So they know that. So he's just letting them know all your little tricks that you lot are going to wait to the end. You've gone mad. We've already sussed you out. We want up our number. We know what we want for you. That's it. Yeah, Ben. Jason Wilcox and Omar Barada, they've got a number for every single one of you, bro. Sancho, yours is 25. Garnacho, yours is 50. Antony, yours is 30, etc. Malacia, yours is probably 5. You get me? You all got a number. That number gets reached, you go. If you don't get reached, you're not going nowhere. You're just going to sit on the bench. You're going to miss the World Cup. That's it. No one wants to miss the World Cup. Malacia, we've already got a new left back to replace you. You're surplus to requirements. Garnacho, your ego's too mad. You think you're Ronaldo already. You're surplus to requirements. Sancho, you've never laid up nowhere you've ever gone, apart from your Dortmund days. You're surplus to requirements. And then Antony, you want the move. So Antony, I think Antony, out of all of them, can actually get reintegrated. I don't think he's got any beef famine, but he wants to move himself. So it's like, all right, cool. Go and push your move. He loved it over there. It changed his life. Luke Shaw will be fit this season. Watch World Cup. Yeah, it's true. You'll be shocked. He loves England, man. Selgar Nacho will start season without a proper left winger. We don't play with wingers. We don't play with wingers. We play with 10s. And Cunha is a 10, left 10. We don't play with wingers. That's why we're selling Garnacho, because we don't play with wingers. We play with 10. The wingers that we play with are wing backs. Ahmad, you get it? Ahmad is a winger. Wingers that we got play as wing backs. So we don't play with wingers. We play with 10s. So unless Garnacho is going to play as a wing back, it's not going to happen. Baleba isn't for sale this season. Where he'll be, it's over 100 million. We'll go better team, complete rubbish story. We'll see. I'm going to get into that story next. You'll see it and you can judge it for yourself. I just bring you up the news, Goldstone. Goldstone Ghost. Lovely name though. Good name, that one there. Bit random, but I work Manchester United. Met Johnny Evans and his family yesterday. He's a proper sound guy. Yeah, we got a chant for him. Johnny Evans is a red. Say, Evans is a legend, mate. I would love for us to thrash Arsenal by 3 goals. Oh, mate. You know what? It'll be so good. I hate Arsenal the most, by the way, you know. Everyone hates their own teams. I'm from London. I hate Arsenal the most. You know what will be so good about that? It's the meltdown that they will have. The meltdown that Arsenal fans have, because they got such a big fan base. That is what will be so crazy. It'll be us. We will feel like we're kind of back. They will fucking have a meltdown. It'll just be lovely. Gyökeres, the whole Old Trafford will be doing this. It'll be lovely, mate. I can't wait for that game. Like and subscribe, my peoples, man. If you're here, you're new, make sure you hit the like button, man. You subscribe, man. We ain't got enough likes, peoples, man. How are we not hitting the like button? We got loads of people in there and the likes are not enough, man. Hit the like button, my peoples. And if you're new, make sure you subscribe. This is every day. This is nothing new. We need to get Sesko. I don't rate Sesko, mate. I don't think it's happening. I've showed you that the article, Prem proven only, is what's going on here. That's the wrong one. Prem proven only is what we're going for right now. That's why we've gone for Watkins. That's why we've gone for Cunha. That's why we've gone for Mbumo. Prem proven only. We're looking at the chart. Look at the goal scoring chart. That's what we're picking from. We need goals. We're picking from the chart, mate. The top scorers' player stats is what we're picking off. Mbumo's in there. Cunha's in there. Watkins is in there. We want goals. We ain't got time to be getting Sesko, giving him a year and all of that. Amrin ain't going to have a year. He don't think that in his head. He wants now. And we need players that are going to hit the ground running now. He's not on all of that. We are never getting believed about 100. What are you smoking? I don't smoke, you know. This guy is dumb. Man said, what am I smoking? Because I'm talking about it. Sesko could cost a fortune to get done. I heard them. Exactly. This is what I'm trying to let people know. See the Newcastle thing, yeah? Everywhere you see about Sesko, it says, if everywhere you see about Sesko, it says the money involved is crazy. Every single place you see about Sesko, that's what it says. The money involved is so mad. Newcastle is going to be financially difficult. Newcastle, the richest club. And if they sell Isaac for 150 million, how can it be financially difficult? It just shows how much money he's going to cost. People are saying he's 64 million, but all the agent fees and the wages and everything, how it's going to add up, it's going to be mental. So that's the situation with Sesko, bro. It's crazy. Antony only wants Saudi on a loan, not a sell. How do you know that, Andy? Where'd you get that from? He only wants Saudi on a loan. When Saudi ever loaned anyone? Does anyone know one player that Saudi club has come, loaned him for a year, and then brought him back to his club? I've never heard that, because they pay mad wages. The only reason people even go to Saudi is because of the wage. That doesn't even make no sense. That doesn't even make no sense, Andy, mate. How would he get loaned? Where does it say that Antony only wants a loan? Because here it says, look at the middle article, he's open to Saudi. I've never seen a player go to Saudi on loan. The whole reason people go to Saudi is because their wages go from 70k to 300k. That's what happened to Duran. See Duran that played for Aston Villa. He went from 70k to 310k. Ivan Toney, something similar. So if you go on loan, what they're going to do? Pay your wages more on loan. That you can't. So I can't see that happening. Sesko go to Newcastle if Isak goes. Yeah, exactly. And even with that, they're saying that the price, that the money involved is too crazy. It's mad. I think we get a result against Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City. It's teams like Fulham. Boy, I hope so, man. I hope so. We'll see. But I'm always confident against the big teams. I used to be scared, but now with the Amrin, I'm always thinking. Check out Flying Pig United best fan chat going. Oh, you promoting him, yeah? You actually promoting him? Any idea how far off Martinez is from being match fit? Nah, I ain't seen nothing, Chaos. Nothing. I can assure you I'm far from dumb. That's a humorous expression. I ain't said you're dumb, bro. I'm just saying, I just said you came on with crud. You said we are never getting Baleba at 100 million. What are you smoking? Did I say we're getting Baleba? 1, 2, I don't smoke. So what are you talking about? You're on the borderline, mate. You're on the borderline. You said we play with 10s, not wingers. That's the reason we finished 15th. Imagine expecting Dorgu to fire up that left side. Mate, we play with 10s. Is Cunha a winger to you, Emmanuel? Let me ask you that. Is Cunha a winger to you? Obviously, Mbeumo is more of a winger. I'll go with that. But Garnacho don't fit the system. He doesn't fit what my man's trying to do. That's why we was inverting the wing backs. You see Mazarawi will be inverted so that Garnacho can hug the touchline. We don't play like that. We play with people in 10s. Like we play more inside forward. See how Palace will play with Eze and Sarr. They're more inside, not really on the touchline. So that's why if you don't used to watch last season, Garnacho will be on the wing and then Mazarawi will be as a 10. It's weird because he's inverting for him. So we have to do certain things different just to help players like Garnacho get by. But bro, yeah, that's how we play, man. I'm just telling you, innit? You don't have to believe it. You can go off what you think, but I'm just letting you know we play with 10s and not wingers. That's why we want inside forwards. Like Mbeumo can play as an inside forward. Cunha plays as that forward. He plays in that same system in Wolves. So it just makes sense. Antony guy's an agent. Got to buy Sesko, please, United. Antony's agent said he's considering Saudi, but wants to stay as United player. He only wants Betis on loan. He doesn't actually want to leave Betis. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Where are you getting this from? I'm saying, Andy. He's considering Saudi. Let me read it out for you so you can hear it. Yeah, we're gonna go. What I can say is that the player is on the market. There are several clubs that want to know his current situation. We listen to projects and analyze them, but he is open to moving to Saudi Arabia. Open. If there's a possibility that the player will continue with Manchester, obviously that's been put it wrong, that last bit. It's meant to say something else. If there's a possibility that the player will continue with Manchester. Oh, you think that's what he's trying to say there? No, I don't think so. I think that's been miscued wrong. 100%. There's no way. Saudi don't take people on loan. It's never happened. If you can go on Google right now and show me, go on Google and get that someone that's gone on loan to Saudi and come back and tell me. I've never seen a player. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Everyone that goes to Saudi in my head is for the money. I'm coming there for money. So you get a big wage. If you go on loan, you're on the same wage. Nothing changes. So I hear what you're saying. It's the way it's been written, isn't it? It's saying if there's a possibility that he can continue with Manchester, then we want him to go to Saudi. But think about it. It doesn't make sense if it's that's the way. But I hear what you're saying now. I hear what you're saying. Like it does. It's the way you read it and it's the way it reads. But I'm telling you, there's something probably has been said wrong or something because there's no way you can be a Man United player and go on loan to Saudi. That doesn't make no sense. I've never heard that one there. If Antony wanted to, he could become a great wing back, but he thinks he's messy and he moves across the board. If Andy guys, nah, he's cool, man. Leave him. We're leaving for now. Philip, love though. I know what you're trying to say. I hope I'm wrong, but I can only see Arsenal win at the moment. We need a goalkeeper, striker. Got a striker, goalkeeper, CDM. I trust. I'm with you, lot. Let me get into the Baleba stuff, man, before people start thinking I'm clickbaiting. Hold on. Let me just put this on charge. Yeah, boom. We believe in you, Sir Amron. Glory, glory, Man United forever. Come on, man. Get this. And nah, allow him. It's cool. I get what he's saying still. If you read it, what he's saying, at first I was thinking that he's trolling, but when you actually read it, it says we listen to the projects and analyze them, but he's open to moving to Saudi Arabia if there's a possibility that the player will continue with Manchester. So the way it's been said, it's like he's saying that we don't mind going to Saudi if there's a possibility the Skeezer can stay with Manchester. But I'm saying that last line has been said a bit wrong. It's probably like if there's a possibility that, and there is a possibility that he continues with Manchester. I think something's been said a little bit wrong because no one sends people on loan to Saudi. It doesn't happen. The only reason people go Saudi is because they want the money. So I get what he's saying. It's cool. It's cool. I get him. I get Andy. So I understand it now. But at first I was like, what's he talking about? He's trolling. But think about it. It's the way it's been said. But I think there's something wrong. There's a word in there that's missing or something. He's probably saying there's a possibility that he can also continue in Manchester. But it's obviously been said a bit wrong. No, it's probably language barrier, innit? You know when they translate these things a bit sometimes. A lot of people just wait and see Ruben next season. Be patient. I'm with the Ruben hype. I'm on it. It's misplaced. One way of playing that has shown it doesn't work in the EPL. Fooling out with players also put off new signings. Gone by Christmas. I hear you, Goldstone. Everyone's entitled to their opinion still. I don't try to think negative. You get me? My man came in. He's only got Dorgu. Now he's got Cunha and Bremo. He's building. He's got a pre-season now. He's got a pre-season. You understand? People talk like who's the other manager that's came in mid-season and done something? Like the only guy I can think of is Tuchel. He came in and won the Champions League. That was it. And that was that even as late as Amrin. But yeah, that's the only manager. Everyone else, Arteta, all of these guys, they all struggled, bro. Man came in mid-season. They all like bare little things happened. So it is where it is, man. We'll see now. Anyway, he's got his pre-season. He's got a few more players that fit his system. We'll see what happens. You get me? But everyone's entitled to their opinion. Hope Amrin does number 4 away. I can dream. Antony wants to leave the interview. It's ruined his clear. He wants to leave. That's what I'm saying. He definitely wants to leave. 100%. He loves it over there. Coutinho. What? He went on loan. Did Coutinho go on loan to Saudi? Yeah. From what club? What, from Liverpool? Or did he go to some idiot club and then go on loan then? What, from Liverpool? He went on loan to Saudi. Amrin can fix Man United midfield. Antony wants wing back. Let Amrin cook. This is a slow roast. Not the Zerbi came in and got Brighton 6 and lost Trossard 2. The Zerbi came in and got Brighton 6. Yeah, we should go get the Zerbi then, innit, bro? Listen, when did the Zerbi come in though? This is what I'm trying to say. We're letting this guy's gonna get his pre-season and then we can judge him. It is what it is. He knows that. He said it himself. He said, bruv, by December, if he's in the second half of the table, he's just going to walk, mate. So if a man's telling you that himself, he's not deluding us like Ten Hag, we're getting moved to, and he's saying we're playing the best dynamic football, blah, blah, blah. He's not deluding himself. He's letting us know, yo, big man, if it's not working by next season, I'm going to walk. No compensation. Ten Hag want his compensation. He's telling us. So all we can do is wait. And I like to stay positive, bro. I'm not going to be negative. Man's looking at the past, looking at last season. It's happened now. Do you understand? The Geezer never had a pre-season. Let's see what happens now. Let me get into the next stuff anyway. This is what's come out today. Obviously, I see a tweet about Baleba linked to Man United, but you know me. I like to get into the articles. I take tweets with a pinch of salt sometimes. When it's not a solidified link, I have to go and get into the proper article to see what's really going on there. October, cool, Brody. No problem. But like I said, pre-season, we'll see what I go on. And then this season, hopefully, because I'm sure you're a United fan yourself, we can hit the ground running and start doing things. So big up yourself. But so yeah, man, I've seen a tweet about this from Football Insider and it's saying, yo, Baleba, Man United. But bro, man see so much things on the net now that I said, you know what? Let me get the actual article and break it down and bring it to you so that you can read through it and see what's really being said. Looking good. Onana reacts to Carlos Baleba's message after bomb. And then it basically goes on to say, Baleba continues to attract attention from the Premier League big hitters as Brighton prepare for the new season. The Cameroon international has been a revelation on the South Coast since his arrival from Lille 2023. They got him for about 20 million, 22 million. That's what they bought him for. And he scored his first 3 Premier League goals across 34 appearances for the Seagulls last season. Hurstler side have spent almost 70 million on new players so far this summer, but are yet to strengthen in the central midfield, despite long-standing interest in Baleba from Manchester United. And I think it said Liverpool, but I can't add. There's no point. It was done there. And then it says, I can't even see what that says, you know. Brighton had put 100 million price on João Pedro. So this is where they're trying to give us a little boost, where they put 100 million price on João Pedro alongside Baleba ahead of the summer, but accepted 60 million. So they put 100 million on both of them, Baleba and João Pedro, and I was hearing that as well. When Newcastle were linked with João Pedro, I was hearing it's 100 million, blah, blah, blah. And they only accepted 60 million for João Pedro. So it remains to be seen if they'll also renegade on the latter, if they're going to do that with Baleba. If man can go in and just give them a 70 or something. Could that happen? Do you know what I'm saying? Baleba looking good. Pedro's departure from the Amex Stadium has been followed up by, what is that saying? I can't see that, you know. Can you not see what's going on there? Someone's move anyway. Adingra's move to Sunderland after that red thing is mad for me. I can't see what's going on there. But yeah, with Tom Watson heading to Brighton earlier this summer, Baleba's future remains. Bruv, what does that say? Speculation on Liverpool's wish upon a move, but the 21-year-old is fully focused on these tasks with Brighton and posted on Instagram on the 22nd of July from their training ground in Spain in a message liked by his international teammate and exit-linked Manchester United goalkeeper Onana. Baleba tagged both Mente and Ruta to say pre-season, pre-cooking in the heat and someone on this side looking good. So basically saying Man United is linked with him and they might drop the price from basically it was 100 million, him and João Pedro. Pedro went for 60. So everyone knows Brighton are different when it comes to negotiating. They're not on this joke thing. They sold Caicedo for 115. Could they get the same money for Baleba? Remember, Baleba's had has it been one good season? He's had one or two seasons that he's been lit for them. I know last season was his proper season, but how much seasons has he really had? But look, they're saying, João Pedro, he scored what, 10 goals? 10 goals for them last season, and he got about 7 assists, and he went for 60 million. Baleba, obviously, they're not judging him with goals. It's what he does, innit? What he brings to the table. And he's 100 million, just like João Pedro, and they're basically saying they might drop the price. They might drop the price on him. So we don't know what's going to happen, man. We'll see what happens. Obviously, it's not the best link in the world. Like I said, I go on these Twitter links now, and I break down the whole article. I need to see what's being said, because some people see it off face value. You see what Amrin says this, and then you think that's it. But you go and listen to that actual quote, it's like, rah, he didn't even say it like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's what's going on with Baleba. We're going to wait and see. If Amrin gets the boot, he will take the Benfica job. Their coach is shaky ground since losing the project, so Amrin won't be employed for long. Yeah, he's definitely going to get a job, man, straight after. Pedro was never 100 million. He also fell out with Hurstler and other players. Brighton wanted him gone. Baleba, not for sale anyway. Everyone's not for sale until you pay the money, though, man. Caicedo weren't for sale, man. Chelsea and Liverpool lick Baleba, though, too, though. Chelsea won't go for Baleba. They got Caicedo, bro, and Lavia. Chelsea won't go for him. If anything, it'll be Liverpool as well. Liverpool's in this article as well. But, yeah, that's the only other team I can see going in Liverpool. But, bro, how much money has Liverpool got to spend, bro? If they go and get Isaac, you think they still got money for Baleba? I'm not even talking about just this season. Maybe next season as well. Are they still going to be able to spend? That's madness. They've got to sell someone, innit? Surely. I don't think Xerxes has a number 9. Yeah, Xerxes is a number 9, but he's a backup for me. He's our main striker's not working, or he's getting marked out of the game. You bring on Xerxes and you change the whole dynamic. That's what Xerxes is for me. I don't think Xerxes starts. I'm not on Xerxes starting unless we're going in a game where we're playing 3 centre-backs that are just on it. Like we go play Everton, Tarkowski, Brantwaite, and Brian. They're all big, tall. You put in the balls in the box. He can't get to it. He's getting marked out. You bring on Xerxes, he comes to the ball. So they can't mark him the same. Stuff like that. Would you sign Sesko? Nah. I don't rate Sesko. I don't rate him. He didn't light it up last time. In last season, when it finished Bundesliga last season, no one was talking about Sesko. None of us. None of us were talking about Sesko when Bundesliga finished. When the season finished, we thought he was going to Arsenal. No one watched him, nothing. And now, because he's the only option, one of the only options left, everyone's gassing him up. Bro, they're looking at him like he's another Hoyland. We're going to go out there, spend mad money on him, and it's a risk. So I've showed you all the articles about Sesko. Ornstein said we're not in for him. It's not going to happen. He's cost too much. But Laurie Whitwell said he didn't light it up last season in his league. He didn't light it up. So we're not even looking at him and we're gassed over him. He didn't even light up in his own league. So I'm not even on it, man. I'm not, and I don't get gassed off comps anymore. When we were linked with Hoyland, we got gassed off his comps. Onana, Antony. I want players now. What when the new regime is doing with the transfers, you got to give them this. They're going for players we don't need to watch comps for. We know how good they are. We know Cunha's good. We don't need to go watch a comp. We know when Bumo's good. We don't need to go watch a comp. But Hoyland and Antony, I'm not doing Sesko. Same thing. We're paying the mad money and we're banking on potential. Hopefully he becomes good. I hope in a few years he becomes that guy. It's hope. You understand? So I don't know about that. I mean, hit the likes, my peoples, man. How we got so much? We only got least likes. Come on, peoples, man. I think Carlos Baleba will be perfect. I think he'll be perfect, David. I'm with you. Perfect. Baleba, cold. He's cold and he brings the energy we need. Remember, after the Leeds game, Amrin came out and said we need some pace in the midfield. So we're going to see tonight, if we're lacking that same pace and we're linked to a midfielder, everyone is saying it. Look at the middle article. Goalkeeper, defensive midfielder is on the agenda. Look at the middle article. Ruben Amrin has his sights on a number 9, a deep lying midfielder, and a potential goalkeeper. This is reliable journalists all coming out and saying the same thing. So we're linked with a midfielder. What did he say? We are put off by Sesko's performance last season, according to Whitwell. Told you. I was going to rise up the article. Look, he's already telling you that. He didn't light it up in the Bundesliga, and we don't watch it. So a lot of people are getting excited now. Let's go for him, bro. The people that need to watch him, that scouted him, are saying, this guy's not even lighting it up. He didn't go. Let me show you the article so you don't understand. Go to the last one, the middle article. Look at the middle article. Benjamin Sesko is another one that Manchester United have tracked for a long time. He's somebody United have looked at for years. As far as I'm aware, the cost of that deal and he didn't go through the Bundesliga last year, tearing it up. That combination means he's not one that is being actively pursued. Laurie Whitwell said that on the 23rd of July, 3 days ago. So we're not in for Sesko. We're not in for him. Neil, thank you for that, bro. Appreciate that. So this is what I'm saying to you now. We're not in for him. I report the news every day. So I've had everything you want to know about a player. If we're linked with him, I would have had it from today, yesterday, the week before, whatever. So any player you want to know, just say the name and I'll show you if we're linked with him heavy or not. We're not linked with Sesko. And that is Laurie Whitwell. He only deals with Manchester United news. Only. He don't deal with other teams. He only deals with Man United. And he's so certified. And obviously Ornstein, everyone knows David Ornstein. I think that's the goal. People talk about Fabrizio. I think Ornstein's the number one. And he came out and basically said the same thing. Let me show you lot, so you lot can see what's going on. Because I know there's a lot of new people here. This is what we do for you lot, man. We give you lot all the news. Look at this. Look at the first article. Benjamin Sesko, Watkins and Jackson are not currently being actively pursued by United due to the cost involved, although that can change as the window progresses. Due to the cost involved, obviously, if it could change, if the prices come down. After that, what have we done? We've gone for Watkins. The price hasn't gone down. We've said, yo, we're not gonna pursue it unless the price comes down. Same thing. So this is what I'm saying to you lot. This is what's going on with these players, man. We're not in for them, man. We're not in for them. We want Prem proven, as it's being said. We want a Prem proven striker. Look at it. Look at all these articles. Prem proven. We're not in for this. Go out there and pay 70 million for Sesko. Give him a year. Look at Xerxes. We paid 34 million. Not bad. First 4 months, terrible. Every single one of us wanted him gone. It come to January, Bologna wanted him. Not Bologna, Juventus. His manager, Motta, moved from Bologna, where he played with him, and went to Juventus and wanted him. Yo, Xerxes, come, I'll take you on loan. Xerxes said, no, I'm going to prove myself. Stayed and changed his whole career. But how long did it take him to get with the league? 4 months or something. 4 or 5 months. August to January. And then now, when he got injured in that Newcastle game, we thought he was going to miss the final. We was all stressed. Oh, my God, no Xerxes. So he changed his whole thing. I don't think they got that time. So he's on some Prem proven. I need to hit the ground running now. And Bumo, Cunha, and whoever I can get now. And I keep showing you this article. Look at the top scorers list. This is what we've said. We need goals. Just go to the top scorers. Whoever's in there and has been doing it for a good amount, just get 3 players out of there. Mbumo's been snatched out of there, as you can see. Cunha's been snatched. You know what I mean? I've been trying to snatch Watkins. So if we're going for Prem proven, I reckon it's going to. We can't get Izzat. We can't get Salah. We can't get Haaland. It's going to be Wissa. I don't know if we're going to deal with Brentford again. Watkins, his price ain't coming down, and they've only got 1 striker. So I think it's going to be Mateta, man. I really think we'll get Mateta. I really, really think we're going to get Mateta still. Yeah, I would sign Sesko. I would. Baleba goes next summer unless Brighton get Champions League. His replacement is already at the club and he's going for loan this season. Yeah, someone's going to come in for him, but it has to be us. It should be us. Baleba is our CM best option. I saw reports that we're going to go for a CM next season. Next season, we're going to go mad for a CM. You get it? When Casemiro leaves. Remember, Casemiro's on 350k. He's going to leave next season on a free. So regardless, obviously someone could come with a late bid for him, but I doubt it. But regardless, he leaves next season. That's when we was probably going to strengthen the CM. And even when you look at it, we've got a lot of players that can play there. Chelsea and Scouts won't think twice about signing Baleba. That's why we have to be on. Exactly. Shocked we ain't interested in Sesko. We're not, man. We're not. Cheeto is not developing quick as a striker this season. Rooney started scoring at 8. So this is what I'm saying, though. Everyone's different, man. And we're putting all this pressure on Cheeto because Højlund is so bad. Cheeto shouldn't even have this pressure on him. We should be playing him a one-off game Carabao Cup against Barnsley or something. Playing teams like Barnsley and then bring Cheeto in. And he comes off the bench for 20 minutes. That's how we should be doing it. He shouldn't be starting. But we're putting so much pressure on him because Højlund is so bad that we're saying, play Cheeto. I remember we went to play Brentford. Everyone was on to Amron saying, why is he not playing more kids? We've got, we had the second leg for Athletical Club, Knicks. We went there with our normal team with like 2-3 kids and we still lost. But Cheeto played a bit of that game. He played a bit against Everton. He's not ready, man. Like, you get it. He come on against Fulham, his debut, and he done more than Højlund and we all got gas. Look, he's more of a handful. He nearly scored in the extra time. But bro, let's be real. He's not ready. And it's fine not to be ready. He's a kid. Let's give him time. Do you know what I mean? But because Højlund is so bad, we just want any solution. Bring on Cheeto. Well, you got another player in the academy. Bring him too. That's how we're trying to think. But we shouldn't even be like that. So they want a striker. And then Højlund can either go on loan or you can be the backup Højlund. You know what I'm saying? We'll bring you on with 20 minutes to go. That's how it should have been in the first place. That's how proper teams do it. How is true Man United need, but trust me, we need a centre mid. We need one. Obviously, what's his name? Amron's come out and said it, and I've showed you the reports. That's the latest reports that Ornstein is the GOAT, mate. He said we want a midfielder, and Ducker's come out and said the same thing. So it is what it is. And look, Højlund's going to go. There's a very good chance that Rasmus Højlund leaves this summer. But remember, what did someone say in the chat earlier? Let me show you what someone said earlier. Look at this. Let me show you what someone said earlier in the chat about Højlund. Where is it? Oh, gosh. Look at this. Look, Charlie, big up yourself. Ruben used the presser to highlight Rasmus as a good player. Ruben used the presser, and some people take this, what he's saying, everything with all venom. I can't believe he said that. Ornstein's come out and said there's a very good chance he leaves. Ornstein's a journalist that deals with transfers. He knows everything. There's a very good chance he leaves on the 21st because Amron's come out yesterday and said, yeah, Rasmus is a good player, blah, blah, blah. People are getting, mate, he likes Rasmus, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is the main thing. Ruben said outrageous things yesterday. He said Rasmus is a threat and Shaw is world class. I don't know why it says Shaw is world class. He might just be gassing up his players like everyone does. They gas up their players, or who knows who wants to buy Luke Shaw and he's saying that he wants to keep him so he can, I don't know. But Rasmus, you've got to gas up your players. He's still young as well, you know. Do you understand? He's still a Man United player. He's still the number 9 for now. Yeah, he's a threat. He can do things, did it? You're not going to go out there and say he's rubbish. I don't want this keeper to stay when there's a very good chance that Rasmus Højlund leaves Man United this summer. Ornstein's already saying it. So this is what I'm trying to say to you lot. Take things sometimes with a pinch of salt when it's being said. You can't take everything head on and go, why is he saying that? He might be saying it to the press. And then, like he said, we can play Mbeumo and Cunha as the goal scorers, as the number 9s, but we went for Watkins the day before. We went to Villa for Watkins the day before. It's been reported by everyone, but he went to in the press and said we can play everyone as number 9s. This is what I'm trying to say to you, lot, man. Trust me. Just chill. Yeah, cool, no problem. Let me get into more of them, and then I want to get through these comments again after. What was next? The more news. This come out as well. Look at this. This is what's come out today as well. Look at this stuff there now. We've got Man United are considering a move for PSG forward Kolo Muani. Listen, I've been seeing stuff about Kolo Muani, and everything I've been seeing about him, it's been Juventus. He's been linked with Juventus. So I don't know how true this is, isn't it? It's been reported by, this is ESPN, that's the link. ESPN, American, I don't know. But apparently we're linked to Kolo Muani, so we'll see what happens with that. And then obviously it speaks about Man United open formal negotiations for Emi Martinez. Bibu is the chosen one for Ruben Amorim. Aston Villa rejected the first proposal, a loan for the world champion keeper. And then obviously it says Lamens is keen on the move. That came out yesterday from Fabrizio. And yeah, we know that he's keen. It's his dream move. Lamens prevented the most goals in the world. For those that don't know him, he's a good keeper. He's young. He's got a lot of potential, this geezer. But this thing about Martinez, this is from Argentinian sources. They came out saying some mad stuff last week. We want him. He's close. And then Fabrizio shut it down and said, bro, we're not that close, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. You got to take them with a pinch of salt, these Argentinian sources. But Man United have opened formal negotiations. That is true. We did open negotiations for a loan, and they said no. But apparently we still want him. He's 40 million. We're not going to pay that. He's 33 years old. It's not going to happen. So I don't know. I think we should just go for Lamens. It's the smartest thing to do. But for some reason, we were going to keep. I know they're doing Prem proven, isn't it? Like I've said to you, Ruben said it yesterday, and obviously Ornstein. Did Ornstein say it? No, sorry. Who said the Prem proven stuff? Ducker said we're getting Prem proven for a striker. Ruben came out yesterday and said, yeah, like Prem proven is a direction we've been going with this, blah, blah, blah. So I know we're doing that, but we surely don't need Prem proven for a goalkeeper. Come on. Do you know what I'm saying? All the goals are the same. It don't matter what country you play in, the sticks are the same, the box is the same size. Lamens geezer is the next guy coming. If we miss out on Lamens, I'll be pissed, man. I think we need this geezer, bro. Like, he's young, he's ready, like he's ready to show himself. And obviously we can give him the yeah, you're gonna come up to, we can give Anana the gas that we're gonna bring this geezer to be the number 2, but really he ends up being the number 1. That's what we're looking at him and saying. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think we're looking at Lamens and saying, yeah, this guy's actually gonna come and be a number 2. Look at this guy's stats. Look at the middle article for starters. That is every goalkeeper in the world. That's how much goals he's prevented. He's prevented the most goals in the whole world. And he spoke about this earlier. We've been linked with him for ages. He already spoke about it and said, wow, I've loved, like, bro, that would be a big move, blah, blah, blah. So he wants to come. He had both the most saves and the highest save percentage in the Belgian Pro League. Imagine he saved the penalty yesterday as well. This geezer saved the penalty yesterday. He's a serious geezer, man. So I reckon we need to get him, man. 100% we need to get him. Need pace like Mbeumo. Xerxes needs pace like Mbeumo, 100%. But you can't buy pace. It's never going to happen. You think Saudi interest in Antony is genuine, would help us fund Lamens. Yeah, you're with the Lamens train as well, Neil. I'm with you. And at least inquire to borrow for Hackney. Yeah. The Antony thing's genuine. It came up from Sky Sports, and Finn came out and said it yesterday himself. Look, Sky Sports spoke about it first yesterday. Look at that. 2 Saudi Arabian giants are interested in signing him. And then the middle articles, Antony's agent himself saying we are open to move to Saudi Arabia. So unless it's, come on, he's come out and said it himself. So we're open to going there. So yeah, man, it's genuine still. TG, big up yourself, man. We could have gone for him in the summer, had Bruno sold. Yeah, but I don't like thinking about this, man. I don't like thinking about this. It's long. If Bruno went, it would have been a different story. If we won the Europa, it would have been a different story. You get it? But come on, man. The more we talk about it, it's PTSD, bro. She don't need to play like Marco Van. He's tall enough. The competition for Baleba next summer will be highly intense, depending on where he will finish the table next season. The only team that can go from is probably Liverpool. It's probably Liverpool that will go for him. I don't think anyone else will go for a centre mid, apart from us or Liverpool. Everyone's got one. Arsenal's could. Arsenal's good. Chelsea's good. Who else will go for one? City, they've got like 3. They've got Rodri, Nico Gonzalez. You know what I'm saying? They don't really need him. I swear they've still got Calvin Phillips there as well. The Ruben Presser stuff, just like Sanchez on the Ole, exactly. Days later, it'll be sold. Exactly, Neil. I'm with you. Liverpool out here preparing a record bid for Isaac, and then they're talking to us about Hammond stats. Yeah, bro, we have to, bro, man. We have to. This is where we're at now, NSP, man. We can't lie to ourselves, brother. We got to be going for things that's happening. What are we going to do? Isaac's not in for us. He's not going to come to our club. We're not in Champions League. What are we going to do? Lie to each other. I'm not one of them guys. You see, like other content creators, they come in there putting Isaac on their thing, talking about Isaac when they know it's never going to happen. I'm not doing that. I bring you what happens today, and we talk about the reality. We're in for Lamens. We're in for Martinez. So I've got to show you what Lamens is about, what Martinez is about. Do you know what I mean? No point talking about Isaac. It's not going to happen. He wants Liverpool. Villa moving like they don't have PSR problem. Wait for them and other problems to sell each other. Exactly. PSR problem. Selling the women's team to themselves and that. I choose Lamens. Exactly. That's the smartest thing we can do. Stop this. Baleba, my dream signing. Baleba. Peace and blessings. This is the only link for Baleba. Take it with a pinch of salt. It's not nothing. It's not no one I really know that I can vouch for. You know me. I keep it real with you lot. You understand? I'm not going to sit here, gas it up, the Lieber thing, and then tomorrow talk about it again. I talk about what's today. Bring this to you. We take it with a pinch of salt, and then we see if something comes tomorrow. That's why I always tell you lot. Don't watch one article and get gassed and think, yeah, it's going to happen. We never know. This is just one source talking about it. So we'll see. I choose Lamens. I take Lamens all day. It has to be nice. Well, exactly. Martinez is 33. He misses the first game against Arsenal because he took out Højlund like a madman. Come on, man. It just makes sense. Met Darren Anderton in the evening with the event in Worcester last night. He told me nearly joined 1995, which I was for. Okay. Baleba. I don't even know who Darren Anderson is, you know. I'm new school, man. I don't even know who Darren Anderson is still. Anderton. Baleba, my dream is Phil signing too. Same, man. We dodged the bullet there, mate. Who's he talking about? Oh, the Darren Anderson thing. Yeah, man. So, boom, man. That's more or less it, man. I broke down everything that's happened. Obviously, there's a few of you that didn't see the video. I'm gonna play it for them that didn't see it. If you've seen it already, you can just bust out whatever. It is what it is. You get it. Ben Jacobs came out and spoke last night on the terrace. He said a few things about Man United, and obviously, I just showed it to you lot before we started. But I'll play it on my way out, so obviously, a few of you lot can just see it. If you've seen it already, it's cool to leave. I'm gonna bust out after anyway. Love to everyone that's been inside. Hit the like button on your way out. And subscribe if you're new. We do this every day. This is nothing new. Do you understand? Big up yourself, Peter. Big up South Africa as well. Big up the African brothers. Big up everyone African, man. What's going on with our striker aspect? There's no striker links today. Nothing about strikers today. It was just Watkins last. Thanks, Metch. Yeah, come on, man. I told you, man. I'm going to play you the video now of Ben Jacobs. This is what I played at the beginning. So if you've seen it already, you can leave or whatever. But I'm going to play it now for some of the people then. And yeah, peace out to most of you lot. Make sure you hit the like button, you subscribe as well.
They showed their hand by trying for Mike Maignan, but they'll be only opportunistic on goalkeepers. It's not a priority. It's not something they're working on now. And it wouldn't remotely surprise me if Robert Sanchez is the number one for another season. Links with Emi Martinez are wide of the mark. The same can be said for Donnarumma too, who might end up signing a new deal anyway at PSG. And then just on the goalkeepers front as well, to kill two birds with one stone, to reiterate, Manchester United made a loan approach for Emi Martinez, and Emi Martinez has told Manchester United he wants to join. And I think that's quite a significant story. Firstly, because if Chelsea, for example, were genuinely in for Emi Martinez, they'd have had to move, knowing Manchester United made an inquiry. And the second thing is it backs up another story that we broke here on the Football Terrace, that there is genuine interest on Manchester United's side and there's genuine interest on Emi Martinez's side, despite the fact that people were denying there's any approach or any talks. Actually, an offer transpired, but whether or not it comes off remains to be seen, because Villa are not going to loan Emi Martinez, even knowing Manchester United like the idea of that structure and with Andre Onana injured, but they might sell him. It just depends if anyone meets the valuation. And I think the challenge Martinez has got if he wants to go to Man United is, number one, it might be more like a Sene Larsman's, another name that myself and colleague at TalkSport, Alex Crook, broke. Or alternatively, they may pivot to a number one, but you've got to be able to afford Emi Martinez, and Villa's valuation, because he's got 3 years on his contract. And this is kind of why I'm segueing into the Mike Maignan and Chelsea part of the story. Villa's valuation is informed by Mike Maignan. So they're saying Maignan and Martinez are equally world-class goalkeepers. Maignan has got 1 year left on his contract, and Milan's valuation is 25 million. Martinez has got 3 years left. So they're looking for 35 or 40 million pounds. And that's just too high for Manchester United. And I think virtually every other suitor looking at Emi Martinez. So we'll wait and see if he ends up leaving Aston Villa. But I don't see Villa necessarily coming down on that price.
Yeah, I mean, it's a brilliant segue really into the situation with Aston Villa, because there's interest supposedly from them in Alejandro Garnacho, or at least a liking of the player. Man United, as I saw you broke this news yesterday, again, exclusive from Ben Jacobs. I saw some Villa fans on Twitter not calling you out, but sort of disagreeing with it, because something didn't make sense, and you said it perfectly. How can Aston Villa tell Man United a player's not for sale and set evaluation if there's no contact? It makes zero sense. But what is the latest with Manchester United looking at Ollie Watkins? Is there been any change in that at all? Or if you could just break it down, please, for the Football Terrace community. I forgot I asked you about this yesterday on the United Stand, but it is a different audience. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, Manchester United made contact with Aston Villa, and that was sourced from all sides at my end. I appreciate there was a brief in the evening saying no contact and not for sale. But as with Alexander Isak, not for sale isn't always not for sale. And why take the conversation if not for sale is 100% not for sale? So I have to wait and see how it pans out. As I've reported consistently, Aston Villa don't want to lose Ollie Watkins. They certainly won't entertain any kind of significant talks unless they found a replacement or unless someone meets their valuation. And at the moment, that valuation is £60 million. So all signs may be Ollie Watkins stays at Aston Villa because that price is deemed too high by Manchester United, and Villa don't have a replacement yet. If later in the window the price drops and Villa find a replacement, then I would expect Manchester United, if they're still looking for a striker, to continue to revisit this, because Ollie Watkins is relatively high in their thinking. But what I can tell you is that talks took place between the two clubs, and Manchester United were told exactly what I've just said, that Villa want to keep Ollie Watkins, that he's valued at 60 million plus. And we have to wait and see whether Manchester United try a big bid or drive the price down or move on to other targets. But those initial talks, as I broke, took place, backed up by others as well, and then late in the evening suddenly shot down by Aston Villa sources. But I can tell you, I went to more than one Aston Villa source in the morning and there was no dispute with the talks. Then if you look in the middle of the day, it was Man United have been told that Ollie Watkins is not for sale. So they've been told, but there's been no contact or talks. Makes zero sense. And then by the evening, it was no meeting, no talks ever took place. But there were talks. I stand by my reporting on TalkSport. And again, we wait and see whether they materialise into anything. And that's the situation as of now. Clearly, Villa don't want to lose Ollie Watkins in the same way Newcastle don't want to lose Alexander Isak. But not for sale in football is rarely not for sale. There's always a price. There's always a series of circumstances that can happen. There's always a chance the player drives the move. So I think Manchester United will keep Ollie Watkins on their list. They've got other targets as well. But one thing's for sure, nothing will happen unless Villa's price drops, because Manchester United are not prepared to pay 60 million for Ollie Watkins.
Absolutely. I said this earlier on today, this is fan theory. For me, this smells and sounds so similar, but without it being as good a player and as much money as Isak and sort of Newcastle, in the sense of they kept on saying he definitely isn't for sale. We have no intention to sell him. That still may end up happening. But for me, reads like it's possible. Does Ollie Watkins now, today, tomorrow, next week, start to say, actually, I want to move and start agitating? As and when Villa maybe find a replacement, or maybe they turn and pivot and go, actually, let's have a little look here at Garnacho. Can we start having more conversations? This feels to me like it could be one of those scenarios. I didn't read that news yesterday you put out. bloody hell, that's over and done with. That felt very much to me like the starting position of a negotiation. Just having covered and reviewed and listened to so many transfer stories in the last decade, that's how it read to me a little bit personally.
Yeah, I think we're at early stages though, so fresh talks, but everything was quite formative, and naturally Manchester United will have to respect Aston Villa. Yep. Could there be a scenario where Villa decide to go for Garnacho and Watkins comes up in a separate deal? Yes. And Villa would then be driving that, and maybe their stance would change. Could Villa get a replacement striker in? Yeah. Would Ollie Watkins be the kind of character to force his way out of the club? I'm not so sure. I think he's very respectful to Aston Villa. He's a professional. It's a World Cup year. Now that John Duran has obviously left, and in the end has left Saudi as well and been loaned back to Turkey, but Watkins knows he's the main man. He's going to be playing every week in a World Cup year. So I don't think the player would be that disrespectful or that aggressive. Even if he was open to Manchester United, I think he would allow any potential negotiation, and that word potential is still key, to play out on Villa's terms. So if Villa stick to their position, it won't go anywhere. But if Villa are interested in a Manchester United player, namely Garnacho, or if another striker was to come in and Watkins was to say, wait a minute, am I going to be playing every single week, or is this striker going to be taking some minutes away from me? You never know. And this is the window. We're at a very limbo point where nothing is certain. You have quite a lot of certainty at the beginning of a window because the early deals are the ones that they've been working on and lining up for months. Then you have a bit of a lull. Then everyone returns to pre-season and you get a flurry of business to get them there for those pre-season tours. Then you get a bit of limbo where it's halfway through. So sellers don't want to budge, buyers don't want to budge, players don't want to budge. Everyone's just kind of focused on being where they are, which is why Morgan Gibbs-White travelled for pre-season, which is why Johan Wissa wants to hold his talks now so he knows where he stands. And then you kind of get into that 2 weeks before the season and people start to go, is there urgency to get them by game one of the season? Is time starting to tick away in the window? Are sellers starting to sweat about money they need to bring in? And you'll get another big surge in the market. And maybe we're on the cusp of that now. So I think the situation with Watkins will be a little bit clearer as the weeks pass. Obviously, respect to Aston Villa's position. They think it's clear now. They think they've clarified the position. They won't lose any sleep if Manchester United don't come back to the table. But is Watkins and Manchester United categorically 100% over? I don't think so.
Thank you very much for that update, Ben. Appreciate it massively. In terms of the other big talking point of Man United exits, the manager himself had just said in a press conference, and I'll quote what he just said because it came out since we've been live. His words were, and I quote, asked about Sancho, Garnacho, and Antony. He says, if they reach a point where they have to join the team, they will join the team because they are our players. If the club doesn't get the right price, they will stay. I am ready to receive the players. Now, as a Man United fan, I don't want them back, not because I dislike them per se. I want the money to buy better players. I also have been advocating for a decade at not underselling players. I think in the longer term, you can be more like Liverpool if you do the right thing. But are there any more updates? There's talk of Saudi clubs now looking at Antony, with the Real Betis still looking a little precarious. Malacia was linked to a Saudi move today. Has there been any updates as far as exits are concerned at United?
Yeah, you have Rashford, and that loan informs Antony's position. He still wants to go back to Betis and is perhaps holding out for a loan there. Manchester United would like a permanent exit. Let's see whether they're flexible in any way. I think if it was a loan to Betis, Manchester United might structure it that way, but with an obligation to buy, or maybe even an option that becomes an obligation under certain conditions, just to allow themselves the permanence that they require. Garnacho's the one that they'd like to get out the door. I don't think there's any way back for him now at Manchester United due to the relationship between the player and Ruben Amorim. And obviously that is the so-called pure profit. So if they can get that on the books and quickly, then it might unlock their window. And then with Sancho, it's just all on the player. We know that Juventus are interested. They've got to be able to agree terms. Sancho's got to drop his wage. It's no problem. The negotiation with Manchester United, they're prepared to sell for between 20 and 25 million, similar to the variable obligation to buy that Chelsea had based on performance-related criteria. I even think Manchester United might do a loan with an obligation for Jadon Sancho, as long as there's no penalty to kind of bring him back again, as was the case with Chelsea. So Sancho is advancing, particularly with Juventus, but it's not done yet. Garnacho only wants Premier League, plain and simple. So Napoli's off the table. Aston Villa's a possibility. Chelsea have got appreciation. So, for example, if they pivot from Xavi, Garnacho might be the one that they decide. And I think having a left-sided player, even though they've signed Jamie Gittins, is not ruled out by Chelsea because their other left winger, Giovanni Quenda, doesn't arrive for a year. And there is a possibility that Tyreek George is sent out on loan. So Garnacho and Chelsea isn't totally over, but I think Aston Villa might be the one to watch. Even Tottenham have had some conversations about Garnacho because Son could leave. And even with Matis Tell, Tottenham might add another player, but it's not developing on the Spurs side. It was just mentioned internally. And obviously clubs have these conversations over hundreds of players. So we'll have to wait and see if that develops. But I think Garnacho is the one that has a bit more urgency because that allows Manchester United to potentially fund their striker and also resolve a more tense situation. I know Antony sort of said before the Conference League final that it was kind of revenge, doing well at Betis and showing Manchester United what he can do. But I don't think there's as much bad blood as those words imply. I think Manchester United are quite calm about the Antony situation. And with Jadon Sancho, Manchester United are quite distant from the situation because they know that it's really just about the player having a big onus on himself. Go and find a deal. Go and agree terms, because once that happens, the club-to-club negotiation for Sancho will be quite smooth because the asking price for Manchester United is relatively low. It's not 60 like Garnacho, it's 20 to 25. Juve are absolutely fine paying that. So it's just on Sancho, and Manchester United have got no control over that. They can lean on the player to get a move on, but they're not the ones suggesting a wage. They're not the ones telling Sancho what to do. They'll only come into play with terms if, like Rashford, it's a loan and Sancho has to adjust his Manchester United contract in order to facilitate a wage cut. But at the moment, the structure being discussed is a permanent exit. So Manchester United are waiting for Sancho to tell him who he's been able to agree terms with. And then from there, the club-to-club negotiations will be. But those initial talks, as I broke, took place, backed up by others as well. And then late in the evening, suddenly shot down by Aston Villa sources. But I can tell you, I went to more than one Aston Villa source in the morning and there was no dispute with the talks. Then if you look in the middle of the day, it was Man United have been told that Ollie Watkins is not for sale. So they've been told, but there's been no contact or talks. Makes zero sense. And then by the evening, it was no meeting, no talks ever took place. But there were talks. I stand by my reporting on talks.
So that's more or less the vid there. That I wish I told you I was going to play for you lot. Majority of you lot, I know you probably missed the show. You can go back and just rewind. But that's the talk from Ben Jacobs. Obviously, he spoke on the terrace. If you want to watch the full video, go on the terrace and you can see the full video. Obviously, I just broke down the Man United bits, give them their credit, etc. You get me? But yeah, man, he's basically just broke it down. For those that just come in, I'll show you lot what he's basically saying. He's talking about the outgoings and what Ruben said in his press conferences, etc. And he spoke about Ollie Watkins. We made contact with Ollie Watkins 2 days ago. There's people saying that we didn't. Aston Villa sources came out saying, no, it's not true. We made contact with Ollie Watkins, but they want £60 million. We're not going to pay £60 million. You've gone mad. So we're waiting to see what's going to happen, man. Are they going to concede? But obviously, remember, they haven't got another striker. They had Duran and Watkins. Duran went to Saudi, and then they had Watkins and Rashford. Rashford came back to us and went to Barca. So that's the situation with Ollie Watkins. So we don't know if it's going to happen or not. I don't know. I think they're not going to sell him unless we go big. Obviously, we're trying to do this Prem proven thing. So with the Prem proven hype, what do you lot reckon? Do you lot reckon it makes sense to just pay the 60? We paid 60 for Mbumo and Cunha, but that's a bit of a bump. He's 29. I hear when people start saying Sesko now. If you're going to pay 60 million for a 29-year-old, you might as well go and pay 10 million more and get someone like Sesko, etc. But you see what we're on. We're on this Prem proven thing, like I've showed you lot. All the articles are saying Prem proven, Prem proven, Prem proven. Man United have targeted players with Premier League experience this summer, would ideally like to sign a striker who also fits that category. We want a midfielder, goalkeeper, and a striker. Prem proven, Prem proven. Every article here is letting you lot know we want a Premier League proven striker. That's why I've got Mateta. I think that's the last guy left that we can go for is Mateta. That's Prem proven. And he's not even proven like that, but he scores goals. In the last 2 seasons since Glasner come, he's changed his life. So that's a situation with what Ben Jacobs said. He spoke about the outgoing to Sancho. All we need him to do is agree terms with someone. Because the 25 million we're asking for is calm. It's not a big deal. Everyone is saying it's okay. But everyone that comes to Sancho, Napoli, Chelsea, who's the other geezers? Fenerbahce, he says, nah, I want more money. So Sancho don't want to agree terms with anyone because he just keeps asking for too much money. But with Juventus now, hopefully he turns around, swallows the bullet and says, you know what? I just need to lower my pride a little bit and just thing. But obviously there was reports saying that it's very close. And if you look at some, I don't want to say no names, but if you look at some other content creators, they're going to put on their thing, Sancho is very close and personal terms, bro. Ornstein's come out and said, look at the last article. Jadon Sancho has been heavily rumoured to be closed in on a move to Juventus. That is not accurate. That was 4 days ago that he came out and said that. So something could happen now. I don't know. But these Italian sources, I come in every day and I show you lot, I'm taking them with a pinch of salt no more. I'm not taking them serious because this is what's going on with Sancho. We don't know what's going on. Every time we're seeing sources we think is close, nothing ain't really happening. And yeah, like I said, Højlund's got a very good chance of leaving as well. Ornstein said it. So take Ruben's comments with a pinch of salt. Because Ruben said Rasmus is a threat at goal, blah, blah, blah. And last night, he's going to go. Ornstein said it. So don't worry about that. Antony's been emerged today. Let me take this banner off the screen. Antony's been emerged today. This came out yesterday, sorry. Atletico Madrid, Leverkusen and Bayern Munich have been monitoring his situation. Saudi clubs are in for him as well. 2 of them, 2 Saudi giants. So that's probably the Al Nassr, Al Hilal, whatever. And a move to Real Betis, who wants another loan, is looking unrealistic at this stage. They only want a loan, but they got the money to buy him. And we're telling them, we're not selling this geezer no more unless you buy him. We gave him to you lot on a loan. He done what he done over there. Nearly won you at the Conference League. Now you're asking for another loan. There's more teams interested. Only Leverkusen and Betis have made contact with us so far. But Betis only won a loan. And Leverkusen, Erik ten Hag, his dad, they're waiting to see what he wants to do. Then they've come out, literally last night, the agent spoke and he goes and says, what I can say is that the player is on the market and there are several clubs that want to know his current situation. We listen to projects and analyze them, but he is open to moving to Saudi Arabia. Open. I'm so shocked with that because he's young. A lot of players don't try and move to Saudi young, but he's open to going there. And he could also stay in Manchester, but he's not going to stay. We know that for a fact. Everything is possible, but we are looking for what is best for him. And obviously today morning, Sam's come out and said Antony is now open to Saudi Arabia. Obviously, it's been stated by his camp. So yeah, man, Antony looks like he might be on his way out. He's been waiting for Betis, but mate, it's not working. Betis are not paying the money they need to pay. They've sold 2 players, Johnny Cardozo, Rodriguez, and they still don't want to pay this money. They're moving mad. Carlos Baleba, we've had this links come out today. Football Insider, I don't know how true, I don't know how good they are, I don't know. But they're basically just saying, Brighton came out, Man United and Liverpool are linked to Baleba. Brighton came out and said there's 100 million on João Pedro and Baleba. They ended up selling João Pedro for 60 million. So they dropped their price with João Pedro. They might drop their price with Baleba. We don't know. Like I always say, I'm going to bring you lot the articles. I'm going to bring you lot what comes out today. But we got to wait for someone reliable. So we always got to take it with a pinch of salt. So this is the stuff about Baleba. It just gets onto him. He's got 3 goals and 34 appearances for the Seagulls, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, him and João Pedro both got stated at the beginning of the season that they're going to go for 100 million only. And then now the price has dropped for João Pedro where he ended up going for 60. So it remains to be seen if they'll also renege on the latter. So that's what it's basically saying. But it's saying Manchester United and Liverpool are in for him, basically. We like him. And obviously it's been said we want a midfielder by Ornstein and the other people that I've showed you already. We're in for a midfielder. But obviously we got to do some sales, of course. So that's the stuff about Baleba. And then we had more news that came out saying that we're in for Kolo Muani. Obviously, he's a PSG player. He done a loan move to Juventus. Juventus are trying to sign him permanently, but it still has not happened. So it seems that we're in from ESPN. They're not the best. I'll be real. It's more of an American source, innit? So I don't know. We got to wait to see that with people more close to us. So take it with a pinch of salt as well. And then we got Argentinian sources coming out and saying that basically, yeah, Aston Villa rejected our first proposal, which was a loan, but now we really want to sign him. We want the World Cup champion, but he's 40 million. He's 33. I can't see it happening. Lamens, he really wants to join us. Fabrizio said that. We know he's fully reliable, and he said Lamens wants to join us. It's his dream move. I put reports out the other day. This is Lamens. He's got the most saves in the world. He's prevented the most goals. He literally saved the penalty yesterday. You know what I'm saying? This geezer the truth. He's 22 years old. His last season was better than De Gea's best ever season. Do you know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, he's excited to come, man. So Lamens is on that list. We're going to see what happens with Lamens. If he ends up coming true, it's obviously out of Martinez or Lamens. If we can't get Martinez, we'll go for Lamens. But I know we're on this Prem proven thing, like I've told you, lot, but my thing is, at least you can go for a keeper. A keeper doesn't have to be Prem proven. The goals are the same. The box is the same size. It don't matter what country you're playing in, but who knows what they're doing. So that's the situation with that. Yeah, Lamens is keen. So we'll see what happens, man. And obviously the Freedom 5, I told you what Amran said yesterday, because a lot of people, this is the reports that were coming out before. Let me show you what happened before so you understand what happens now. Look at this, the 14th of July. These are the reports that were coming out from Laurie Whitwell, very reliable from Man United News. The club's interested in the Freedom 5. They're calling them the bomb squad now. This is the last article, yeah? The club's interested in the Freedom 5. Players are expected to wait before making formal bids, hoping the price decreases as the 1st of September deadline approaches. So teams are sitting in the sideline saying, we'll just wait till close to the 1st of September and then come in for him. No. So Amran shut that down yesterday, and he's basically letting you know, you lot can wait till the last minute, but you will have a surprise because I'll take these guys back. And the World Cup is next year, and all these guys got to play. So what he's basically saying is he's not going to take these guys back. He will bring them and just exile them out the squad, just like he done with Rashford, or have them on the bench. So he's letting them know, you lot don't get your moves. All you're going to do is, we're not going to accept anything for you lot. Omar and Jason Wilcox, I've got a prize for every single one of you. Garnacho, you're 50 or 60. Sancho, you're 25. Antony, you're 30. You've got your price. If that don't get matched, we'll keep you. It's cool. But you're not going to play. And the World Cup being next year is the only thing saving us with the Freedom 5. The World Cup what next year, we will be finished, mate. I'll tell you that now. None of them will have to leave. But yeah, that's the situation. So we just letting them know that, yeah, man, we can have more competition in the squad, blah, blah, blah. He's not going to bring them back in the squad. They're not going to play. They know that. So it's putting more pressure on them to get a move ASAP because the last thing they want to do is stay and have to just sit on the bench. World Cup is next year. It's peak. So that's what he's letting them know. Yeah, I just showed you that about basically Højlund's going to leave. Ornstein said that about 5-6 days ago because obviously people was talking about Ruben's press conference. He's talking good about Højlund. Yeah, that's his players. He's got to talk good about his players. Every manager does that. So people are thinking, why is he talking good about Højlund? Does he not want someone? We literally just went in for Watkins a day and a half ago. Ben Jacob just said it in the video. So, yeah, take that with a pinch of salt. Love your channel. You're straight to the point. Come on, man. Always, man. I'm always going to keep it 100 with you lot. I don't do the sugarcoating thing. Appreciate you, bro. Hit the likes, my people, money. I think it was 12. That's a 50 cent. I'll get a few of these and then look off what wouldn't know. Oh, you lot having a convo, innit? Already, give it a like match. Big up yourself, man. Chaos, man. Sesko. A lot of people rate Sesko, you know. Sesko's going to Newcastle, but even with Newcastle, who's the richest club, remember that, yeah? Every report about it, if you go look at every report, it's saying it's going to be financially difficult for Newcastle. They're the richest club. Yeah, they're not rating him. Neil, come on, Neil. Love, man. Neil understands. Think it worked out what Keane got. In Believer, Amarin. I'm a believer in Amarin. I like that one there, Suds. That's cold. I'm a believer in Amarin. You just believe in who's concrete match. Nah, take it with a pinch of salt. Like I said, I don't know this link. I can't vouch for them. I only told you lot who I can vouch for, who I've seen get things new. Obviously, some of you lot will only want the Fabrizios. Mate, I do this every day, so I understand some little accounts are reliable sometimes as well, but I don't know about them. But I saw it on Twitter, I clicked onto it, I said, let me break the whole article so we see what they're actually saying, instead of just looking at the first. If you just look at the front of Twitter, it says, Man United get Believer boost, price drop, and I'm like, nah, let me click onto it. So I bought you the actual article so we can read it. So take it with a picture, so let's wait for it to come out from other places, and then we'll know it's certified. Any Douglas Luiz news? No, I ain't seen nothing about United. We were linked with him when we was going to do the swap deal, but it never happened, obviously. And I always talk about this Douglas Luiz. The only reason I don't really want him is because of his record in Italy. Remember that the Premier League is the fastest league, it's the most physical league, etc. And Douglas Luiz was here and he was doing his thing, but then he went to Italy and his body just went crazy, just broke down on him. This is Douglas Luiz in Italy. Italy is one of the slowest leagues. The slowest leagues are probably MLS, Saudi probably, and Italy. Italy in Europe is the slowest league. Everyone knows that. You got 38-year-old defenders. 36, 37-year-old. Look at that geezer that scored against Barcelona in the semi-finals. A Serbi. He's like 37. Look at his body. 100 games missed. 100 days missed. 20 games. All in the Italy league. Imagine when you come to the Prem and they're pressing you 100 miles per hour. Everyone's physical. You got someone at Newcastle, Gimenez, Tonali, Joe Linton. Bruv, his body's going to break down. We've already got Mason Mount and Luke Shaw living in the medical room. We don't need another geezer. Remember, we got AFCON, you know, and Bumo, Ahmad are leaving. We can't have time for players to be coming and sitting in the medical room, bro. We can't do it. So that's the only reason I don't really want Douglas Luiz. But I like him, but the medical thing is crazy. Baleba in, may not. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that. We can make both of them work, man. I don't know about that one. Is he coming, Baleba? I just showed you that about Baleba. Yeah, because he initially wanted Cliver. Excited to see Cunha and Bemo change our attack. Yeah, man. I hope you lot are watching it tonight. Are you not watching it tonight, yeah? I'm watching it tonight still. I was going to do a little watch along, but it's too late, man. Man be screaming in the night, bruv. Get kicked out the yard, bruv. Yeah, and you went to Barca. I'll be selling Mano now. Come on, guys. Nah, man. We're not selling Mano, Katie. Don't worry about that, man. You see, until he signs his contract, we're going to be linked with selling him. That's what happens. Until Mano signs a new contract, until the day he signs, we're going to get linked with so much clubs. Chelsea, they just want to put stories out. He's not going nowhere. Trust me. Yeah, Neil, I'm with you. I heard that as well. I saw that. Want to blow by Watkins 60 million, and after 2 years, we're looking for another number 9 after blowing 6. Exactly. It's true. Who you talking about, though? You're talking about Sesko, innit? 22-year-old bundle with talent, physically built for the Prem. You must be talking about Sesko. And he's not technically, I don't think he's bundled with talent, bro. I think that's a stretch. But yeah, the only way we sign Sesko is someone if he has a better season. Exactly. Last season, he was terrible. I showed you the reports. Laurie Whitwell came out and said, my man was terrible. Look at the last one. The last article, the last paragraph. The cost of signing Sesko due to the fee demanded by Leipzig plus his wages is deemed incompatible with United's budget. And his performances in the Bundesliga last season, terrible. None of us ended the season saying, let's go get Sesko. We all were saying Gyökeres or other people. Where's the main striker? They tried to go for Watkins, Joseph. 2 days ago. Did you not hear what Ben Jacobs said? Said they went for Watkins 2 days ago, mate. We went for Watkins. Man United made contact with Aston Villa that was sourced from all sides at my end. Aston Villa don't want to lose Watkins. They need a replacement. They got no other striker, bro. They had Duran with Watkins, then they had Rashford with Watkins. Now they got no one else. Marlon, I don't think Marlon is a thing. You know who you mean? Yeah, love. Watkins is 30 in a few months. Wissa, that's what I said. I said I wouldn't mind Wissa, but remember, we just came out and we spoke about how Brentford dealt with us with the Mbeumo stuff, remember? We came out and we're like, bro, they tried to make Tottenham buy him and da-da-da-da. So I don't know if that's going to sit down well with them, where they will let us even get another player. Because remember, they were putting that report saying they're not going to sell Bremo and Wissa. So they rushed us to even buy Wissa. So now it's like, are they even going to, you know what I'm trying to say? I feel like it's a mad one. Like, because we just put out all them reports that they wanted Mbeumo to go to Tottenham and Newcastle, and we briefed everyone why it took so long. It was them moving mad. We might have beef now where we can't chat to them. So I'm with the Wissa thing, but it's just let me show you the league table last season because like I showed you, like it's Prem proven, isn't it? That's what they're all saying. It Prem proven. This is the 23rd. We want Prem proven. So you look at the table, and that's what it looks like. We're shopping from the table. We're saying we want goals. Go to the table and shop there. And Bremo's there. We bought him. Cunha's there, we bought him. And when you look at the table, it says Strand Larson, he got the same goals as Mateta, Wissa, and Chris Wood. I'm not going to look at Cole Palmer. He's not a striker anyway. I'm not going to look at Haaland. Isaac or Salah. None of them are coming. Let's be real. So we went for Watkins. So we tried to get a trilogy out of this table here. And Wissa is another shout. Remember, you see that 19 goals that Wissa's got there? 0 penalties, by the way, you know, for you lot that don't know. 0 penalties. And Mbeumo got 15 goals, 5 penalties, which is still good. But I'm just letting you know, Wissa got 0 penalties, mate. So he's good, mate. So I'm with you with that one, but I just don't know. He was meant to go Newcastle, but I don't know what's happened. What's the Real Sociedad? Ten Hag, can you go for? Ten Hag is going for Antony. Ten Hag wants Antony, but Antony wants Betis. We need sales, Joes. If it's that simple, we need a point against Arsenal. I reckon we could beat them. We always play alright against the big teams. So there's baggage with him to Germany. He's trying. It seems like he's trying, but they don't want to go. He wanted Garnacho. Garnacho said he don't want to leave. Yeah, he lumbered us with the team. You're not getting believable. He's going PSG. PSG ain't even been linked to him. I don't know what you're talking about. He ain't even been linked to him. PSG ain't been linked to him. They're good. Any decent strikers to loan for now? Anyone out of thing, I would go for. Kolo Muani, Ramos, I'll go for them on loan. Bring them on loan. I don't want to bring no one and go buy a mad P for them. Loan is calm. Can Antony not take Casemiro? Casemiro wants to stay and then leave and go World Cup next season. Baleba and Bruno pivot would get ran free, in my opinion. Nah, man. Baleba's different, man. He's different. That's his whole point. That's his whole job, is just to chill. Mwani could be a shout for a loan. Yeah, man. Anyone out of the Prem, I don't mind them on loan. Yeah, love for that, Neil. Neil knows the thing. Remember, I catch up on these late. I don't even know when someone's already told you, look, so you get it. Baleba, main or future. We should get Lamens, cheap and younger. So Bayinda, he's terrible, mate. I remember right now, Bayinda starts for Arsenal and he starts for a month when Onana goes on AFCON. Remember that. So we need another goalkeeper. But Fabrizio's come out and said, as you can see from the Aston Villa contacts, our priority is goalkeeper and striker. That's what we want now. Baleba, Maino, I'll still go for DDG back. He's going to come soon, isn't it? For the pre-season. Fiorentina's coming to Old Trafford. So we're going to see him. Yeah, I want that too. That beard 120. Lamens, goalkeeper. I'm with the Lamens hype still. I'm proper with the Lamens hype, man. I'm with the Lamens hype differently. Man United get Lamens, Baleba and Sesko. I don't know about Sesko, man. Sesko hype is true, though. A lot of you don't rate him. We go play Arsenal without a striker means we're not ready again. Are people ignoring what Whitwell said about Sesko? This is what I'm saying. I have to keep showing them. It's crazy. We're not going to get him. Whitwell is liable for Man United. People don't understand this. Like and subscribe. Mets does it every day. Come on, man. Man United, my peoples, man. Like and subscribe if you're new here, bro. This is nothing new. We do this for you lot every day. We don't miss a day. No one ain't doing it like this. All the news of the day, every day, bro. You understand? No clickbait. It's all here. Like and subscribe. Yeah, love, man. Muddy, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. We're going to lose half our team in January because of AFCON. I wouldn't go that far. But yeah, Mbeumo, Ahmad, Mazraoui, and Mbeumo, Ahmad, Mazraoui, and Onana. We're losing 4 of them, so we need some players. I only trust tier 1s, Ornstein, Lucky. Jacob's a waffler like Romano. You say you don't rate Romano. Romano, I like him, but he taps in too much. He just he oversays things for no reason. You get it? And sometimes he doesn't know anything and he'll just retweet a tweet or he will just come out and say the same thing. And what I rate about Ornstein, every time Ornstein breaks a news, you lot got to remember this, yeah? When Ornstein breaks a news, Romano will always be a minute late. But what's this? You lot remember something. Ornstein had to write an article. Ornstein don't break the news on a tweet. He breaks the news with a tweet, with an article you have to press. So he took about half an hour knowing that news, wrote the article, got it all submitted and all of that, done all of that, put it on his thing, and then wrote the tweet, and then Fabrizio will come 1 minute later. So did Fabrizio even know anything? He just probably just, because he heard a little something in the pipeline, he'll just go, yeah, here we go. That's why I rate Ornstein, because he writes articles. Going to have 3 Cameroon. They could. You never know. You never know, Bisson. They could still. They could. Romano just constant states the obvious. Trust me. This is what I'm saying. Tapping Merchant. I'm on Ornstein hype. Ornstein's my guy, man. When he talks, I listen, bro. Romano, I take it with a pinch of salt. Remember, guy, I used to bring you look the Romano videos. I used to come here and say, look, Romano videos. I've stopped doing it recently. Because I'm like, this guy's saying a whole load of nothing. We told Tyron Malesha, get a new club, no more playing time. Sekou Kone, rise. Everyone's talking about Sekou Kone. He should be good. He always comes out with stuff that's already known. Exactly. This is what I'm saying. Forget about Brentford. Wissa not for sale. But Newcastle wanted 40 million for him, though. I don't know, man. I still say Chris Wood is a shout, good player. Match. Great convo, muddy about the good old days. What about good choice or strikers of transfer, apart from Sesko and Watkins? I would say, me personally, I would say just go for Mateta, man. I swear to you, like, I'm on the, like, I just can't be bothered now. Because we're doing Prem Proven, it's obvious, it's evident. So look, you got to look at this list. So this is the list that it looks like they're going by, innit? Because they're looking at goals and they're saying, let's see who's been doing it consistently and is good enough that they made the top scorers. We've gone and got Cunha, we've got Mbumo out of that list, and we went for Watkins. So we want goals. Even if we go stale in certain games, at least we can get 1 or 2 players that can score a goal, as you can see. So, yeah, Cunha, Mbumo, and we got Wissa in there. They said he's not for sale, but Newcastle was going to buy him, and they said they want 40 million. But we might go in there, it might be mad. Strand Larson, and then you got Mateta is after Strand Larson on this list. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, it's a weird one, man. I don't know, man. It's a weird one. It's a weird one he will go for. I'll just say go for Mateta. We'll say Mateta, Samu, in terms of loans. Yeah. Neil, big up yourself, man. Neil 30. Mateta when we buy midfielders. Thanks, Neil C. Road. Yeah, big up Neil, man. So, yeah, that's more or less the news for today. That's the morning, obviously. I've wrapped it up with what Ben Jacobs said. I don't know about Strand Larson. He's all right. But I don't know if he's going to run the channels and that. He looks a bit slow from what I've seen. He don't look like a guy that's got a bit of pace on him. So, I don't know, man. But we'll see. But, so, yeah, man. So, big up yourself, all of you, look, man, for being inside, man. Hit the like button on your way out. And, yeah, we'll be back on later with anything that's thing. So, we'll see. Anything happens with Ben Jacob comes out and gives us any more things. If we hear anything else about Antony, Baleba, obviously this Baleba news, hopefully it's true and we hear some more about it. Kolo Muani, we're considering a loan apparently. Martinez, we're going to go back in after that loan. They dismissed it. We'll see what happens. Lamons, he's keen on the move. Are we just gonna leave Martinez and just go for Lamons? That sounds like the smartest thing to do, but we should do it. Hopefully. Amrin spoke about freedom fighters. You lot better come in now because we're going to stay. They don't want to stay. So we'll see. Obviously, everyone was waiting for them, but we'll see what happens. And obviously, we want Prem Proven. So you lot all hit the like button. Big up all of you lot for being inside. You know what I'm saying? We've been in there for, what, 2 hours and a half, basically. You get me? Probably the longest I've ever done. But yeah, man, big up yourself. Hit the like button on your way out. I'll see all of you in a bit. Peace out, man.
Got some celebs, pull up local. You know we up next, pull up mobos. They gon' be there on repeat, they're like, oh no. Where's the mix it up, let's take a photo now. But for now, I'm local. For now, preserve the beat, I'm more